How y'all doing tonight? We're gonna go ahead and play ourselves some Kirby. Specifically because, hey, you know, this guy got a new game tomorrow. Kirby and the Forgotten... I already forgot the name. Well, it's that rememberable apparently. Kirby and the Forgotten Woods, I believe it is, something like that. Just give me a minute because I'm stupid. Very stupid. Either way, we got a new game coming out tomorrow. Yeah, Forgotten Land. Wow, it's been a long day. I haven't got much sleep. So, yeah. New Kirby game coming out tomorrow, and because of that, I wanted to play through my favorite game in the series, Kirby Super Star. It's the first game I've ever played. It made me the Kirby fan I am today, so I figured this would be a good little thing to do tonight, and it's a pretty short game. It'll probably take us like about 2 or so hours, something like that. It's not that long. So, we'll go ahead and play through all of Kirby tonight so we can celebrate the new one coming out tomorrow. His first true 3D adventure, which is still a weird concept, like, what, 30 years into his lifespan, something like that. He's finally going into an actual 3D thing and not just like here's a random 3D mode or something. So yeah, it's pretty different. So let's go ahead and swap over to the game feed. I'll be playing tonight's game via the Switch Online version. It's just the most convenient way for me to play it right now. I could play it off my actual system, but I'm gonna have to get that all set up, and I don't wanna. It's a lot of work. Hey Kira, how you doing? Kirby in the ground he forgore. That's a good one. I like that. Also, thanks for the host there, Marley. Also, if you're in chat, how you doing, by the way? So yeah, this is the version we'll be playing. I played on the servers before for other Super Nintendo games we played on stream, mainly the Super Ghouls and Ghosts, but I'm probably not going to be using Rewind at all. Like, I'm actually playing with a very specific controller. I am playing with a Super Nintendo controller. This is the one that came with the SNES Classic, so it doesn't even have the Z buttons at all. It's just your standard old Super Nintendo controller that can take pictures, apparently. The adapter takes pictures very easily. I should probably put it on its side. That way that doesn't happen. So we'll be playing via this version of the game. And I hope I don't take too many accidental screenshots, apparently. Also gotta turn that down a little bit in my ears. It's a little loud. That should be better. So, we're not gonna be playing like this, because I hate this look. It's too zoomed out, because you can't really see much of anything. So instead, what we'll be doing... Crop her in. Okay, well, bye, Kirby. Gonna be cropping this one in a bit. So yeah, I'm gonna be playing this version. We could have played Ultra, but the thing is with that, it'd take a lot longer, and near the end, the True Arena would definitely screw me over. So I just kind of prefer to play this one. But yeah, the DS Remake is a really good version of this game to play. It's kind of the one I recommend most people to play nowadays in comparison, but it's harder to find. So mileage may vary on if you could start with Ultra. It's gonna depend on this market. This is the version of the game that's way more readily available because it's been released on like every system since the Wii onwards. Like this has been on Wii Virtual Console, 3DS VC, Wii U VC, Switch Online. So like it's been constantly re-released on any new Nintendo platform. Like this game has gotten a lot of re-releases over the years. So we're gonna start with Gourmet Race. This is usually what I start with. I've played before, so quiet. We're gonna watch the intro cutscenes, probably like none of the others. We don't need to learn. I can't tell you how many times I've played this game over the years. I've played this probably at least once, if not 2 times a year, it feels like. Like it's the game I go back to the most. It's, for me, the most pick-up-and-play Kirby game. It's also a game that introduced a lot of the tropes we still see in today's modern games for Kirby. Like, going into Return to Dreamland onwards, then that's when they started to do multiple moves per copy ability again, just like Kirby Superstar introduced here. Deity's big theme was introduced in this game. Like the Gourmet Race theme is kind of like his theme in a lot of games. And then guarding is another one that's been kind of returning more frequently in a lot of games. Side modes have been making a big return, which this whole game is just one giant minigame collection when you think about it. It's like a lot of things have kind of just like spawned from Superstar. Okay, well that's a first. Also, I'm holding down Kirby's attack button for whatever reason, because I don't know why. I'm in the mindset because I was playing other games that make you hold the attack button to run. Like, I was trying the Super Metroid thing on here earlier to see what the heck this new special version is, because I didn't know they made a special version. Apparently just a version of the game that's like at the end, with 100%, so you can just see the endings. Like, neat, but why? I don't understand. It's one of those weird releases that they do in these services. Which in general, because I'm not nostalgic for SNES, but N64, even though my age group should be, just never had one. Okay, that's fair. I grew up with the Super Nintendo. It was my first game system, but I definitely played more... Okay, I had to remember the timing on that. I played more of the N64 back in the early days. I had a lot of games on the Super Nintendo, but the N64 was when I was really getting the gaming myself, so I can understand that mentality. If you didn't have the system growing up, it's one of those things even years later when you have access to it, you may not go back to. It's one of those situations where it may not interest you because you grew up with a completely different kind of gaming focus. 3D games compared to 2D games are very different in a lot of regards. There we go, we did it. Flashing light warning, by the way, this is aged horribly. Oh, it's all good, yeah. 155.10. Let's get out of here before we give people a stroke. If I was on that screen anymore, it would have been rainbow effect beyond belief. So one thing that didn't age great. I don't know if this version has it or not. I'm not taking a risk. Alright, so let's actually start the real meat of the game. Spring Breeze when it really begins. I actually forgot. I wanted to watch the intro for this thing. Hang on. I said we're not going to rewind, except for like this moment. Wait, can I not? Oh, you can't. Well, that's interesting. I can't access the menu with a second controller. I legit have to swap to this to be P1. That's the only issue when I don't have a Z set of buttons. I want to watch the intro. Yeah, that should make this a little bit better. That's weird. I didn't know I couldn't do that. Because it counts as P2. And only P1 apparently can access the menus. Weird. I gotta remember to hit the X button before anything else, because that's what triggers these. If you sit on the titles of each mode for a while, then the intro thing triggers, but if you hit the X button, then you immediately watch the little intro cutscene. We had 64 onwards growing up? Okay. So, yeah, again, you would have had no reason to go back to older platforms. You would have seen this stuff when you got introduced to systems like the Wii, when they brought these things back. We had access to Sega Genesis. Okay. I mean, I did it in a weird way too when I was a kid. Like, my brother had one, and I played it for a bit, but it's like very faint memories. So I wouldn't be surprised if it was a similar situation with you. If you had access to it and you played Sonic 1 back in the day on it, so yeah, you had access for a bit from what I can tell with that. And yeah, Kirby 64 is fantastic. That game's supposed to be coming to the 64 Online soon. I don't know when exactly. It's in the docket as one of the next releases. But with Nintendo, we don't know what that means specifically on timetables. It might be the next N64 game on the service. I wouldn't be surprised like next month or something. Like, give it a little bit of time after the new Kirby. And then they'll put the old Kirby on the Switch Online. That's probably what they'll do. It's like a marketing push. I could get you for bomb, but I don't need Poppy Rose Sr. I mean, Poppy Rose Jr. over there can give me bomb, too. I could get a helper right now, but I just don't want one. Honestly, the helpers in this game, if you're playing multiplayer, really good, but if you're playing single player, the CPU AI could be really troublesome in some areas. So, in some regards, you may be better off just going solo. But I will say, for a game that has a full-on co-op mode in this era, like, this is one of the better ones. Like, it has that Sonic syndrome of where player one's the only thing the camera focuses on. But at the same time, if player 2 gets too far off screen, they'll get pulled back, so it's not like they can't do anything at all, like in Sonic 2, for example, with Tails. So it's a little more balanced. Hey, Amber, how you doing? The AI got better in Ultra. You just see from test stuff. Yeah, AI is definitely better in Ultra. Hang on one. Okay, you know what? That's fine. We don't need them. I was saying, what was the button for this game? Because I was in Ultra category mode. I was like, I'm select. It's like, no, it's like A in this version. Because the last time I played Superstar was probably with, like, a full playthrough at least, was with Ultra. Because they changed the buttons in like weird ways with Ultra. Like, I think it's the A button that's jump in that version, and then B's for attack, which in this version, that's completely opposite. It's B for jumping and Y for attack. And it feels so unnatural. It takes a while for you to get used to that in Ultra if you played the Super Nintendo version a lot like myself. Also, hi, boss. Bye, boss. When you blinked, he dead. Don't worry, it's going to happen again here in a minute. Busy day, got a lot of recording and editing. Well, that's good. I seen you posted a video today about the Kirby demo. So, yeah, you've been busy. It's good to see you, getting back into the swing of things. Alright, Knuckle Joe, just sit there and look pretty. Don't worry, Kirby's going to do all the hard work. So, hi, la 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 la. And now say bye to la 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 and la la la. Because Crash one-hit KOs them in this version. Bye-bye. Like, they're a joke. They seriously are. Now, we could have a dance with you, but I will need your power here in a second, so go away. I'm literally just making a helper right there just so I can get a different power. That's kind of the trend in this game. I'm also going to turn this down a little bit more. My ears still loud. If I turn down like another 2 decibels. I'm going to start recording next to LP soon. Yeah, that'd be good, because, I mean, you guys are still going through Smash on YouTube, but I know Ultimate's only going to last probably a few more months at most. Like, it's not much more, based on where you guys are at now, and what I know you have left. Alright, let me see if we get this quick kill. Easy. You just grab a Waddle Doo and just yeet it. It's like, that's it. If you have Fighter, that boss is a joke. You can do the exact same thing in Ultra, but it's not a one-shot in that version. It's a 2-shotter, which is a little more disappointing. I don't want Knuckle Joe anymore. I don't want any helper in general, because I think the helper's going to actually screw me over in certain areas. I'm not going to go for a mix here. I'm actually just going to go right for you. You always got to do the moon shortcut, because Easter egg. Got to flex on him. Even though I just missed a life. It's fine. We don't actually need the life. I'm just coming in here for some extra points. Come on, Rocky. I actually been using Stone a lot when I get to the end of Spring Breeze, but I want to go back to the classic Hammer strats. Because Hammer's a little more safe in a lot of regards. And it does a lot of damage. There you go. It takes more time to get Hammer compared to just using Stone in these last 2 fights, but it's safer, so I might as well just do it. Smash is still 2 months to go, so April 1st could be interesting for the... Okay, you're doing April Fool's Day, I can tell with that, which is... That'll be interesting. Yeah, and also I agree with that one, Kier. It's cool that Spring Breeze is, a glorified abridged remake of some kind of the first Kirby game, Dreamland, on Game Boy. Like, it does cut a lot of content out, though, but it's still pretty faithful for what it is. And pow, right in the kisser. Like, easy. I probably could have one-shotted him? No, I don't think I could have one-shotted him by throwing the hammer throw attack. I don't think that would have done enough damage. It might have been close to death, but not at death. If that makes sense. There you go. Our second mode done. We're going to be breezing through. Hey, get HP breeze. We're going to be breezing through the beginning portions because the game doesn't really start getting long until you get the Great Cave Offensive. That is by far the longest mode in this game. So that's the mode I'm expected to be playing for probably a majority of the stream. Every other mode we can probably beat to 10 to like 20 minutes time, something like that. But like Great Cave can take upwards of like 40-ish minutes, something like that. It's a lengthy mode, but it makes sense. Also, I don't know how I'm sounding tonight, just as a heads up. I'm playing with some audio effects again. I put back on a compressor, but with more natural sound, to say the very least. It was very aggressive before, so I might be a little louder in some regards, or not as loud. I don't know. I don't know if I'm more balanced. I'm trying to get balance. I don't want to like go too high up or be too quiet or something. I'm trying to make it more neutrally balanced, if that makes sense. So I put on a compressor with some not as aggressive settings this time to see that make a difference. I figured tonight would be a good night to just kind of test out some new settings, because it is, it's another one-off thing, basically. It's not a full-on series. So, like, I did some testing before we start. I did, again. I gotta stop doing that. I want to watch the intro, and I just zoom past. I hate how I can't just do this in the menus. I keep on forgetting, dude. There. Fixed. Yeah, this one's a little more violent, so to say, because you don't really see what's happening, per se, because you can't see Dynablade. That's the thing. It was Dynablade cutting a tree. But it's definitely implied that that bird angry. We don't know why. Also, did you know you can still inhale enemies? I don't know if you got it by now. The game really wants to push it to you. I'm gonna go with my first mix here. Use these guys. Actually, no, that'll work. Yo, that's the best one! Well, one of the best. I love plasma. Alright, GG's. Beat the rest of the video game right here. This is the ultimate power in this version. It's busted. It's heck busted. I'll just use the ultimate version of this thing for a lot of the time. And I'll keep myself charged. Oh, crap! I forgot if you get a power, it just replaces it. Ah, yeah, that's right. I'm used to, like, other games where they fix that issue when I go back to Super Star. Because in later games, if you suck up an enemy and then your star when you rip it... That sounded weird. If you lose your power, suck up an enemy, but you lost power, you just get your lost power back. But in this game, it's the exact opposite. It's actually a big problem. All right, we'll go for another mix. The game thought it was too busted to get plasma early, so it just took it away. That was not what I wanted. No, this will work. You know, that's second best thing at that point. Hammer's still OP. Not as OP, but still pretty strong. But yeah, this is the most broken plasma ever was, this game specifically, because later games, they nerf the heck out of plasma. Like, they also kind of combine it, because it's not plasma anymore in later games, it's just spark, in terms of its namesake, but it's spark and plasma combined into one ability. So, while it may not be called plasma anymore, it's still plasma. It just now spark inherits the plasma ability. But I kind of prefer that, honestly. Just take both of the abilities, combine into one, just makes sense. Spark on its own was just never really needed. By itself, it's just kind of a waste. This is my favorite thing. If you flap too fast in this game, Kirby doesn't move his arms, so just kind of rising up by doing nothing. Now, ideally in a speed run, you would actually want to get Jet here, because Jet's the fastest form of movement in this game. And if you get Jet, then you just zoom past everything. I might have taken the wrong way now thinking about it. I don't think I was supposed to go this direction for the quick kill on the boss. Because, yeah, this wastes so much time on your candy. You're supposed to get here with your candy if you want the quick kill. I don't need Crash for this. To be fair, I don't even need anything else for this. I'm just gonna do this. Not kill him, though. Okay, well, I don't even have that. Sure. Who needs to cook? How do you get the bar full? You don't get it at all. That's the trend. Well, it continues. I have emulator lag to work with, too, so... Even though the Switch Online emulator is pretty good, it's still not perfect in comparison to playing on the original hardware. I always play on the original hardware. I'm used to that. Let me see if I can go for another mix. Is the guy back? No. I gotta go off screen more. Okay, wait a minute. How far do I gotta go? I need to touch the castle. Yeah, there he is. Go this way. There we go. I got two of them. Although I don't know what's gonna happen here. That was a smart decision. Although Parasol's probably not the best thing. I literally just got that for free. I just sucking on one up, so that was a bad mix. Okay, I was going to eat him. I guess I'm not allowed to eat today. These guys never give you power, so it's just not really worth doing anything. I don't even know why you would go in that room, realistically. There's no point. I just went in there for score. Here you can get Ninja. I'm not going to bother with Ninja, because I'm about ready to get a different power. Because to 100% this mode, I need a different power than Ninja right now. That's just for life. In fact, I should probably ditch this here in a sec, because I can't use it. Want you. Because Mirror's gonna help me get through this. I think if I had Beam, that could also work too, but Mirror's right here. My next Let's Play is gonna be Forgotten Land first playthrough. Oh man, no. That is my personal one, man. I'm playing that one all for me. Because I am so looking forward to that release tomorrow. That was a really good demo that I played a couple weeks back of it, and I definitely want to take that on my own relaxation time. But maybe someday. Although, unironically, I have played around with the ideas instead of first playthrough of a Kirby thing, because that my time. I was almost debating doing that with Legends Arceus, only just give me an excuse to finally play the stinking game. Because I know if I don't do anything with it soon, I may just not get to it until like half a year later. And I made that mystery gift thing in the game for this month, my deadline. I need to get that before the end of the month, and that's my push to play the game, because I know it's just a cosmetic thing, but it would be a good push for me to just get it at that point, which means I'll play the game. I'm gonna get this guy. I'm gonna try to push this guy of mine. Here, up, go, jump, 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 jump. He will not jump. Come on, you can do it. Nope, that's not jumping. The AI is stupid. You can't force them to do what you want. Fine. You're an idiot. I swear, when you want them to do something, they won't do it. When you don't want them to do something, yeah, they'll probably do it. Like, the AI in this game's a little stupid, to say the very least. Hey, Matt, how you doing? Okay, I just remembered I didn't want this power. I didn't want my wheelie to transform at all. I don't do either. I was wanting the wheel, man. That was gonna be a fasting. Fine. Fine, I at least got my hammer. Man, I'm having some really bad AI luck right now. To be fair, that was almost... that was kind of on me. I shouldn't even gotten the power if I wasn't thinking straight. Instead, I was able to get in the one-up room. Alright, let's see. Do we get something or do we get failure? And we get something. That's the max, too. Well, just about max. If it glows white, that's technically the max, but that gets you to the #1 spot, too. So it doesn't matter. It's very tired. You had a lot today. Yeah, I can imagine. I know at least Amber's been busy in the home front, but you've probably been like very busy on the job front again. Kobe. I wasn't expecting that, but that works too. At least that got me out of there faster, because that guy's on screen for too long, then you just wait there. You don't want to get the power. Well, I mean, you could. This is why I wanted to have wheelie still. I don't see it here. I'm gonna go for a mix real quick, because I think down here I can get a mix. That's if you're not stupid and kill the Waddle Doos. I can get a mix only if these guys don't die. And they were dying. Okay, just a little bit more. Alright, well, I wasn't expecting Yo-Yo. You know what? Let's go on the next stage with Yo-Yo. Let me scroll over for 6. I know, missed something there. I think I've always usually the one that does blind playthroughs or streams of Let's Plays. Like, I stream Forgotten Land. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I remember you saying something like that on Tuesday here, that you wanted to stream Forgotten Land here when it came out. I do a good amount of the first playthrough stuff on streams. I just don't really do that as, like, Let's Play format anymore. Because I've learned in the past with my original run of Sonic Generations, that's a terrible idea. Because, oh man, people don't understand what that stuff means on the YouTube side. Oh, Livestream is a little more forgiving. But on the YouTube side, you get some questionable commenters. Not just that, but I don't like that kind of format for my own sake on Let's Play content, just because of how informal I am, so that's why I never do it. The only other time I've done something like that now over the years has been with the Dead Space 3 project with Matt, but that's because both of us haven't played the thing before, and your big thing, Matt, was doing all the Dead Space playthroughs blind, so for you, the first playthrough of that was kind of in the cards for your channel anyways. I got to come along for the ride, and it still worked out in my format, so it didn't really affect much. A game like that is fine to do, or at least for my style for first playthrough on a Let's Play, but most of the games I usually cover, yeah, I need to do some research. Whether it be because of behind the scenes changes or just because of 100% purposes. So with that said, when's the remake playthrough, Matt? I mean, to be fair, when's the remake coming out? That's the first question. Then second question is, Let's Play when? Because knowing you, you're probably gonna do that. I can see it. I just don't know when exactly that game. I think it's slated for next year. I think that's all we know so far. I wouldn't imagine same year. I'm just waiting for the iOS playthrough. Come on. Do what you coward. You won't. When's Dead Space on iOS? I don't care if it's delisted. You find a way. You find a way. I think it depends on commentaries of the blind Let's Plays. Yeah, that's also fair too. My commentary style, at least for a lot of it, doesn't work, which is why I don't do it personally. Remember Battle P does market as a walkthrough. All they do is abuse DLC to grind and go on to say the game is easy. Oh, great. I can think of like hundreds of channels that do that. I hate when people do that kind of stuff. When they call it a walkthrough, that's misleading. That's why I still label all my Let's Plays as Let's Plays, because I know the popular trend, starting around 2011, 2012, was actually just to get rid of that subtext and just call the Let's Play just the game title at that point, and like a part or episode. And I just didn't like doing that myself. Wow, I cannot believe I got that while talking. I just did not like the idea myself personally, because it's still misleading, because people will click on that thinking it's a walkthrough. And then they'll hear someone talking like, who's this idiot? I just wanted to see the game. So for me, I just keep the subtext of Let's Play, because I know so many people would get up in arms otherwise and think it's something else when it's not. It's stupid, but that's just how a lot of people are. I know in a lot of ways in my original, like, Sonic Generations, to be fair, one of my first playthroughs, so there was a lot of weird quirks with that and some issues too, but I still remember I had some people calling me out because I seen gameplay footage of the game, and a decent amount of it at the time before I played, and then they were calling me out saying, well, this is not a first playthrough, you were already seen the gameplay. Like, yeah, and I haven't played it, so it still counts. And plus, it's a game featuring a lot of levels from other games in the series I've played. Of course I'm gonna know what the heck is coming up. Like, I don't know. Like, that kind of comment stuff I just never personally liked. Then you need to take the back way for that. Oh, hitching a ride. All right, I see. That's what you get, because I can't help you. This is on you, buddy. Fire. Hey, you actually did it. I'm surprised. The AI normally doesn't light that fuse for me. They just kind of walk right past it. Because this is an optional area. It has nothing to do with anything. It's just an extra area for lives/health, which is good point farming. Oh, wait, no, it's not. Never mind. I don't give you points. I'm thinking of other games that could do that. I'm trying to think. Do I even want the fire anymore? There's no reason to give him copy, because that would be the worst thing for burning Leo. The helper copy is one of the worst AI partners. They don't really do that much. But the ability copy by itself is really good. I wish you can do that as the copy helper. Like, you can't really steal enemies and get them off the map. All you do is just throw a hand out. So, as the helper, you're just a projectile. This has got to stop happening. We gotta stop meeting up like this. That's why I didn't want to do that, but I had to do it because apparently puffing air didn't work. Well, you were upset when you went back to previous levels that I already beat to get the red rings. Yeah, like when I did it off screen, even though it was something I clearly said in the project I wasn't going to show, because what was the point? That's why I'm going to go back to that game at some point and do like a proper playthrough of it. And like give it my real treatment nowadays, but that's not in the cards anytime soon. I'm already doing Sonic right now. So I'm already playing one game in the franchise. When I'm done with Sonic, I'm not going to do another game in the same franchise on the channel because it'd be too much of the same series. I mean, last year we went through all of Zelda. So I don't think people want to see the same thing over and over again still. Come on. Prove your worth. That didn't work. I don't know what you were thinking. Okay, well that works. And you prefer to die, you know, and bye-bye. Can't even talk about that one. Just, if you're gonna die, just die. I'm not gonna stop you. Wait, what am I doing? He's the last one. Just throw the hammer and insta-kill. Because I'm not going to bother here. I'm going to get another power once I leave. I'm going to go to the power hub. Oh. Well, we got 2 1s and 2 7s. That's pretty accurate on my luck. The firearm echoes gave an idea how badly they grinded. Class up for the end of Act 1. Their guy was to get the Draco Shear. Okay, so their guy was just to do something that you probably couldn't do without the DLC, I imagine, which that sounds like a DLC thing. And that caused controversy because of the idea of you have to pay to win at that point, which is weird. I don't know, some people do get stupid when it comes to that stuff. Actually, now think about it, I want plasma. I want to break the game already. Yeah, some people really do get stupid. I'm one of those mentalities in games that have DLC like that. Like, if you have the DLC, here, let me show you, you can do this. If you don't, let's not abuse it, because it's going to be inaccurate for people who don't have it. So what do they do at that point? If it's something natively in the game, then it doesn't matter. But with DLC, then that becomes a little more of a wish-washy kind of topic for a guide. We're not going to do first playthroughs anymore. Myself not enjoying much as I thought. Yeah, I remember we talked about this, like, off recordings and such, like private conversations. I know you've said a lot, like, over time. Okay, I need to get that power back. I know you said a lot over time when recording the Final Fantasy VII Remake. It was just getting harder and harder for you to commentate over, which is why you're starting to grow out of the idea yourself, and I can understand that, Matt. Especially with a game like Final Fantasy VII Remake. Even though it's not a turn-based RPG, it's still an RPG. So you're there trying to focus on the story, you're trying to think 5 steps ahead for your attacks, and managing a party of people, so you got a lot of split focus, and in a Let's Play, that's not the best thing to have. So when it's your first playthrough, then it's harder to plan around that stuff. Because if it's something you've played multiple times, then it's easy to do split focus with that. But if it's something you've never played, and you really want to focus on the story, for example, it's hard, and I don't blame you. I've noticed that in some streams I've done. It's kind of the same, but at least I have chat to like fill that gap. So when I can't think of anything, you guys kind of fill that void, and that's helped on the first playthrough side, which is why I just do that as streams and not as videos. There, beating Dynablade, we got Meta Knight's Revenge. We're not going to play that just yet, because I want to go right to the big boy. Great Cave Offensive. I like the intro cutscene on this one. And Kirby just walks over a pit. Then he does the classic cartoon look down of, I don't feel ground. Oh, I'm falling. Like, it's classic. And my favorite part is when you get the title screen revealed again, it's different now. Because Kirby's down here with a bandage. I like the little touch of detail with the little falling animation actually making a difference with the title card. You do it out DLC, it just requires actual strategy. Yeah, oh man, it's shots fired. And I get that. It's one of those situations, again, with DLC, it really does break the game, which, again, if you have it, then I think that's worth showing in a walkthrough style of a video. But if you don't have it, then you show the alternative method for people who can't do that. Like, showing both sides is fine. But just showing one side and then just forgetting about the other one is questionable. Doubly so when the side in question you're not showing is the one that really matters for a walkthrough. Because I know like, a good example of this is when I eventually get to Sonic Lost World, because I do want to do a Let's Play of that in the future on my channel. I'm going to show off the DLC they added to the Wii U version, which that DLC breaks the game immensely. Because the Yoshi's Island, no, it's not Island, I think it's a story. The Yoshi DLC, that gives you pretty much all the lives you will ever need, because beating the level with like all the Yoshi eggs, you go from the default 4 to like 99. It's insane. And then with the Zelda DLC, you can just grind that for about 5 to 10 minutes and get all the animals you need to beat the game. Like, easily. It does not matter. So, I want to show that in a playthrough, but the problem is, I would not be showing that until, like, near the end. And that's simply because of what we're just talking about here. We do not want to make that too abusable. To a point where if you don't own the DLC, then that's a problem. And that actually makes sense. You cannot own that DLC if you're playing the PC version, because it doesn't exist on PC. Nowadays, you can get access to those levels, but that's with mods. And a lot of people don't play games on their computers with mods, or even know about the said mod, so you can't do that. You can't show off something that people may or may not have and pretend like that's the official way of doing it and the only way. I don't know. Some people in that kind of landscape do kind of frustrate me. Because honestly, some people are just doing it wrong, I feel, for like a walkthrough purpose. That's some interesting news today. Apparently, the reason why Kirby games are quote-unquote easy is because devs love Kirby so much they don't want to put him in situations that will harm him. That is cute. I can see what you're saying there, Matt. That's a nice little touch. They don't want to put him in bad situations because they like the character, and at the same time, it kind of works because Kirby is a great series to introduce someone to video games who hasn't played them before and it's not very comfortable with games yet. So it works. To make these games easier than others is honestly fine to me. So that's an interesting reason of why they do it. It's mainly because of the character. Not necessarily just because of what I'm just talking about. Yeah, and also, yeah, he wasn't one of the people who was annihilated in the very beginning of Smash Ultimate. He wasn't killed off because we can't kill our boy Kirby. Also, man, Knuckle Joe really wants that health. He wants to live because he knows what they'll drop. I'm sorry, exploding people don't get health drops. Yeah, and also, this is also that here. Yeah, these games are very easy for kids and very beginner-friendly, but also we'll just put satanic nightmares in it, like Dark Matter from Return, like, that's not from Dreamland, from Dreamland 3 / Kirby 64. Just a giant bleeding eyeball. It'll be fine. The kids will love it. They make weird decisions in Kirby games. I'll definitely say that much. No single person doesn't like Kirby. I mean, there are some people who just say the series is too easy and that's why I don't play them. But I don't hear that nearly as much as a lot of other games. Most people I talk to adore the character. And if they don't adore him, they at least like him. But most people I talk to about Kirby are fine with it. No, I'd see you later. I don't feel like fighting today. I'm gonna grab this, but not for me. I'm gonna have to get this to my helper here in a minute. I want this for a later fight, but I can't use it right now. I need a cutting ability of some kind, like sword or cutter. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hold on to this until we get to the end of the screen. And then I should be able to hand this off to Waddle Doo. He'll be at full health at that point, and I'll be able to get a cutter. Careful of the Gordos. Doing pretty good so far. Here, at this point, I'm gonna ditch this. Please grab it, thank you. Do not fly up, you will die. I was worried, because the helper can just do that. Problem with the Plasma Helper is that Plasma Wisp doesn't really know what to do, and just flies into enemies because of it, so... This guy definitely does more harm to himself than good, but I do need the power. That's why I want this helper. I went too fast. I tried to press the B button to start to fly out of that, but I just didn't have the time. Well, unfortunately, I'm all the way back here, but it's not too big of a problem. I kind of wanted him. You know, I'm going to take some intentional deaths later, so we're actually going to see deaths. That's fine with me. I'm just surprised that's my first one, where I just zoomed down to death because of reasons. Hi. Bye. I love that so much. Hey, Ethan, how you doing? Hang on, I want to get the plasma again. Poof you out of here. This will be the easiest place to get the power. And I'm gonna wait on the cutter, because I just don't trust the helper. Wow, that hurt. I need to find health. Actually, hang on, I'm gonna just go back real quick, just to get the health here. At this point, I kind of need it more so than anything else. Having this on standby will also help. Okay, stop. I just want to go right. Stop. Let me go. I'm trying not to destroy my controller too much when I have plasma, because I can go hard on this thing, and I'll get a lot of charge real fast. But if I do that, my D-pad will probably stop working. So I don't want to overdo it. Right, be careful this time when I do the attack out of here, because I will go to the pit. I'm not going to do the dive attack this time. Okay, and then I just forgot to fly. That's fine. See, again, I'm so used to playing this on the Super Nintendo version on a CRT. So even that split-second difference of the delay on an emulator is like throwing me off. Oh man, the slop is real. All right, this is fine. This is fine. We just get to laugh at this again. Never gets old. That's why we keep on doing it, right? It's just because of that. It's a funny joke. I gotta stop dying. Am I playing this on? I'm playing on the Switch. I haven't played through the Switch version fully. I played, I think, 2 game modes at most, because I did have a file on here that I deleted right before we started stream. And had 17%. And it had a 1 and 3 on it. So I think just based on that, I played through Spring Breeze and Dynablade. It was either Spring Breeze and Dynablade or Spring Breeze and Gourmet Race. I can't remember which. I was trying to remember what counts as Game Mode 3. I thought it was Dynablade. By the way, I barely played it, basically. Just enough to get the feel of how this played. And that was like, I think when the service first came out. Yeah, don't do that again, you idiot. Stop. I'm waiting for it. There is going to be attack jumping from the sky, coming straight down to steal my Plasma Wisp. There he is. At least Plasma was smart to kill him. There we go. First of the 4 seasons, and at that point, we should have 100% in this area. And we do. Good. Now I want this back. That's the whole reason why I had the helper. To take his soul. Okay, you don't have to take my soul. Twitter does that on a daily basis. I don't need someone else doing it on me. That's why we have this, baby. Just rotate the D-pad like it's a joystick. Instantly kills bosses. This is so OP. That's why you want Plasma. Alright, now with this, I can definitely take time to check up on the chat here. We need repeats 20 to get the Meta Knight Revenge. I see. Someone just really likes that mode still. That was your first way of playing Superstars when we did that recording years ago. At this point, it was just about a decade ago we did that, because it was 2012. And I think it was around like May-ish of 2012. So it's been a hot minute, to say the least, since that series. And that's why I went back and redid it via the DS version years later, because that was one of my first playthroughs, and it showed in a lot of ways. It was a cool idea. I liked it. When I played with a different person every single mode. And that kind of what sparked the idea with the Splatoon multiplayer stuff in the future playthroughs, but... I gotta just say, scheduling that stuff's a nightmare. Really is when you're working with multiple people. Also, back then, that was a nightmare because we didn't have any easy way of playing the game online. All we had was emulators and bad ones at that. Bad netcode with emulators. I forgot I can go backwards. I don't think I want to, though. I can only do that because I have a power like Plasma. By Superstar at some point, but Godland comes out tomorrow. That's why I'm playing it right now, because Superstar I can beat in one sitting. But I played this game hundreds of times, so that kind of explains why. But yeah, for me, I'm definitely doing this because of the celebration. You have access to it now, Ethan, if you have the online service, which I know you do. So, I would definitely recommend give it a play. But Kira is right, if you have access to the DS remake of it, Ultra, that's the version I would recommend instead. And that's just because Ultra fixes a lot of the issues that the original game has and adds a lot more new modes. So it is the better game, but most people can't really find it nowadays because it's a little bit harder to track down at a decent price. So if you don't have it, start with the Super Nintendo version because it's just easy to get on Switch. Random B button on menu. Yeah, that's another thing. I know at least back in like early days with things like Parsec and such, I definitely was pressing wrong buttons because of how we had mapped. So I think I kind of like killed you a couple times in the playthrough, but without meaning to, because it was like reverse mapping. But also, speaking of that, that's been like my one issue I keep on having anytime I play like Mario Party Superstars with friends, and apparently they patched that out. Because it just got an update, what was it, like a day or so ago? Something like that. Which did fix up some stuff, and one of the things they did was now when you hit the B button to back out, when you're in an online game, in like the main overworld, now if you hit the B button, it's like, are you sure you want to leave? Like it actually warns you before it kicks you from the game. Which is good, because maybe now I won't accidentally turn off our lobbies. You know, I was about ready to ditch that anyway, so that's alright. I was wanting to make him a helper again, but sure. Yeah, I killed myself record. That's true. You also, again, first playthrough, that's not surprising. I haven't checked on Wii U VC. I think Ultra's on the Wii U VC, so if that is the case and you want to pick it up, I would definitely say do it for the next month or two before the payment options go away. I know they have a decent amount of Kirby games on the DS Virtual Console, like Squeak Squad's one. They also have, I think, Mass Attack and Canvas Curse. I think Canvas Curse is on there. I can't remember the full selection of Kirby games, but they got a good amount of the DS games on it. I love how I got health to lose health, and even then I didn't need it. Superstar is on Wii. No, we're talking about Ultra specifically. I know Superstar, the Super Nintendo game is, but not Ultra. I don't know about that one. Because Superstar's on everything. It's on every system since the Wii. Don't play Superstar on the Wii. Not the Wii. The Wii U, sorry. Superstar on Wii is alright. It's a little darker than I would like to fix some flashing light stuff. I completely bypassed it. I held up, but wrong time, so I gotta go back around. But, besides the dark filter on the Wii VC version, everything else is fine with it. But the Wii U version suffers from a lot of the same issues like every other game on the platform suffers from. Extra input delay, and, like, again, the colors are a little washed out, so... Like, nowadays, I just don't recommend people get that version because you can just get it on the Switch. That's pretty much it. Before the Switch, though, it was fine. Because Super Nintendo games on the Wii U were pretty okay. I know some are better than others from what I hear, but for the most part, all the Super Nintendo games don't really have any major emulation issues. Superstar just has the darker filter again, which on the HD TV might be even more pronounced. But again, it's like, why go back to like any Super Nintendo game on the Wii U VC if you have access to it on the Switch? Just, in my opinion, no reason to. Because you have access to it. The only difference is, do you want to own it outright in some fashion or not? Because once you get rid of online, then you don't own the game anymore in your system. You can't play it. That's the only big difference. Okay, go. I don't need that anymore. That's fine. I hate how attacks can just come from nowhere and just swipe your power and you don't know it. They're sneaky, guys. It always happens. I think there's wheelie here, and if that's the case, I'm going to want that. Not you. Actually, maybe you, because I can't... Yeah, I can't hit that. With tack, I can. Look at this. Yep, see, attacks are jerks in this game. They just come out of nowhere and just take your power. It's just... Your power? My power. And then just yoink it right out of your body. You have no say. Case in point. You know what? That's fine. You keep that wheel. I got this wheel. That's fine, because I can't get treasures for whatever reason in the wheelie, so I gotta get out. Now, I'm gonna want to keep him. That'd be a fast forward to travel, but what's my powers here again? I think the best thing is probably gonna be this. Jet probably would have been number 2, but I feel like I could do a little more damage with this. Okay, maybe not. This is actually doing nothing. Oh, this is like the worst. I did not want this. You can't use suplex for anything. Suplex is worthless in this fight. Like, that's all you can use it on, is whatever they shoot at you, and that's just worthless. I'll take Jet. I fixed the mistake from before. Yeah, that would have been the better pick to begin with. It's just Jet. No plasma! Oh, I just seen it as soon as I released the attack. It's like I wanted that instead. It's fine, we'll make do. No, boy. Retreat means yeah, you're gonna do like no damage. Alright, Wheelie's dead, that's fine. We'll just give him this, I guess. Look at all those useless points. I don't know what half of these would do. I got greediness. Yeah, because I stole my partner. And also got love. How does that make sense? How do you get greed and love in the exact same interaction? Like, that makes no sense. At all. I should buy only 5 months left for the eShop takes accepting eShop cards. That's true, yeah, because it's like what? The digital payment options like credit cards and PayPal, that stops May, I think? And then like the eShop cards stop not too long after that. Which is, it's stupid. I don't understand why they just removed the eShop one. I can get the other forms of payment a little bit more. It's like a security thing. What I've been told, but the other forms of payment, like eShop cards, what's the security risk there? That's your own currency. So why? I don't know, man. The whole eShop situation right now is just a mess. It seriously is. Like, there's so many issues with it, and half of these just don't need to be an issue, period. But, classic Nintendo doing stupid. Like, I don't understand why I get rid of the eShop card thing. I don't. That's the one that makes no sense to me. Okay, speaking of stupid, I kind of wanted both of them alive. So, Sir Kibble, get the heck out. You're not the Sir Kibble I'm looking for. This is the one I'm looking for. That's in this room. I'm gonna go for another mix. This is the worst one probably to have. That and Cutter would both be terrible, and also probably Beam. All three of those are bad because I can get them in this room. Oh, that was a mistake. I went too early. Yeah, I'll take Mirror. That's at least something we don't have in this room. Okay, maybe I don't take Mirror. That's fine, just get rid of it. Oh, good news. Mirror's here, so what was the point of the copy, right? That mix was entirely wasteful. Happens. Mixing's hard. There is timing to it, so if you do know the timing, then you can probably get what you want, but the timing on it is just so hard. Most people just can't do it. Like, I'm one of those people who can't do it. Okay, I actually don't want to hit that. If the platform disappears, there's a treasure chest that will fall. This guy's gonna be a problem. Let's get rid of Smear, as I believe. Don't believe me. I mean, you've seen my mixing so far tonight. It's been kind of bad. The only good ones I've gotten were in Dynablade. The rest were bad. Also, I can't do something. Yeah, it's also called the Ninja game. No one can beat that. It's like, that game sucks. The Ninja timing game is just impossible for a human, man, I swear. Okay, I'm going to die here in a second. I gotta be careful. I think there's health in the next room, so I should be okay if I take it slow. Yeah, there's health in here. No, 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 no. I forgot you can break through the... Oh, that's right. I also need to help her. I forgot you break through the shield. Like, I'm going to die because of this. I need Yo-K! Yo-Yo in the balls, why don't we? Kirby doesn't need to have kids anytime soon. You know what? We're taking a shortcut back up. It's Nightmare in Dreamland, not sure about it. Mixing was consistent depending on the ability you swallow. Like, double beam, always result in UFO or ball. Yeah, the original Kirby's Adventure / Nightmare in Dreamland, because I think they both did the same. If you wait on the mixing screen, whatever powers you mix would actually depend on what you would get out of it. You just waited. But in later games, I stopped doing that. In this game, I don't believe that works at all. I think if you wait on it too long, you might actually get hurt. Okay then. Is that gonna come back? Wasn't expecting my partner to hit that. Kind of a problem. But yeah, no, they changed how mixing works in later games. So it was pretty busted with like the first game that technically introduced copy abilities. But in later games, not so much. And again, that is, I think, specifically just for both Adventure and Nightmare in Dreamland. Other games, I think, hurt you after a while, or just they won't stop until you just hit the button to stop the mix. Okay, this is gonna get weird now. Okay, well, first things first, the partner can self-destruct. That's okay. I need to have a rock and a fire ability here soon. But I need Rocky to be P2. I need it to be a partner. So here's hoping he doesn't kill himself in before he kills himself. Because the helper just runs in enemies, man. I'll get a second one as a precaution. I give him a suit of armor. So I was gonna go to the right next because there's a donut over here. And I need the donut. Is this the one with... Okay, I guess I'm not gonna find out. Thanks. Is this the one with the moving screen? No, it's one of the next rooms. This one's not bad. Do I need help? I just need a throwing stone. Gravity here is also so harsh, and it does not help when your helper grabs your feet. Is it me or is this faster than normal? Oh, stop it, Rocky. I think it's because I was getting launched in a weird way. Like, every time I got hit, like, on a corner, and that just pushed me right back in the gravity field. It normally doesn't happen there. It was weird. This is probably the way I was thinking of. Yeah, this is the moving room. Oh, Rocky. Oh, I hate having a helper. I gotta get rid of him. I cannot do this. Rocky's a problem. This is why no one watches movies. Oh, sorry. No, that's the wrong Rocky. I can't have a helper there, because every time you hold up on the door, you just bounce off its head. So, you can't get in the door. You just die. So, I can't do that. I'll just get the power and hold it. I enjoy your dinner, Ethan. We'll see you here in a bit. Rocky was weighing me down. I see what you did there. I gotta be careful with my live count, because I want to take an intentional death soon, and I'm at 2 lives. I don't want to screw up too much. There we go. Missed the jump just barely last time. Hence how I didn't get the mannequin. Now from here, I gotta leave. I don't want to die again from the room crushing. That room is mean, dude. Like, 100% mean. Okay, this is the room where you need the helper, Rocky. Actually, could I? No, it's the next room, because I could just do this on my own. You just need Rocky, or Stone. But there's a room coming up I need both. That and something else. I'll just still hold on to the power. Even those fires look like skulls in there. Yeah, it's definitely a Kaizo trap. You're not wrong. That's a legit thing the devs do, so it's like, they knew. They knew what they were doing. Mean. Alright, give me the power now as a helper, because in here, there's nothing really helpful. It's the right room you want to go. But here you need something that cuts and something that smashes. So this is why you need a helper in some fashion. Now the problem is, I need to get one of the two things. And rock's easy. It's the cutting one that you kind of need to bring in here or get lucky with a mix. I'm gonna have to go for the mix. If Rocky does... Okay, Rocky, you're so... I don't like you. I gotta get rid of you. I can't mix if my mix doesn't happen. If I also had an ability that can shoot straight through there like Plasma, then that would also be fine. So see, this is what happens if I just don't do anything. It's not gonna stop. Oh no, it does, but Parasol is definitely not the result you should get from this. We'll do that one more time because I want to see if that's consistent on Parasol, because maybe the Return to Dreamland / Adventure thing is the same, but I don't remember that being the case. I think it's still randomized. That debunked the idea if it hurts you, because I never let this go in this one. Oh, crap. He wasn't supposed to go up there. Alright, you need to fall. Okay, I guess now you both need to fall. Come on. There you go. Okay, this is getting stupid. He's gonna jump, isn't he? Okay, that's close enough. Let this one go. I want to see if we get Parasol again. I don't think we will, because this thing doesn't slow down, and Return to Dreamland does. Maybe it is consistent. Okay, maybe it does give you different powers depending on your mix, but Parasol is not going to work here. That's an entirely pointless power for this section. Well, that sucked. I want to get Plasma or Sword / Cutter. One of those three. This is problematic. This is why I hate this section. You should come in here with some kind of cutting ability to begin with and hope your helper isn't dumb as a Rocky. And there's nothing else down here. Okay, I'm gonna leave and come back again. This is one of the worst treasures to get in the game for this reason. It's all luck if you don't have the right ability here, or you gotta backtrack and get it. Why is this so stupid right now? Probably the usual, like, you know, recording / streaming curse at this point. Just having the bad luck because, you know, playing it live. Okay, can you just not? Can you just not? I'll get a second one here. How does he keep on falling way down there? Like, I'm going on the ledge at one point. Now it just stopped. I might honestly leave this section here in a minute and come back if I cannot get a mix that I want here going in a minute. Because this is actually just really annoying. Again, this is one of the worst treasures to get just because of this weird issue. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. That's not the time you should have jumped, Rocky. Come on. And then while D's falling down here is not gonna help because I don't want to have one of these guys get in the way. Oh, stop jumping. This is awkward. I don't like any of that. That's not gonna work. That won't give me enough range. Yeah, it doesn't even go through the wall. So again, that is bad. We need something that can cut or something that can go straight through the wall. And the only thing at this point on that front is gonna be Plasma. Favorite Kirby game. This is not my favorite part. I'm not gonna sugarcoat that one. This part is always annoying. Just getting into this section. The castle is by far the worst part of Great Cave Offensive. I don't think anyone can argue against that one. Everyone who talks about... Wow, I got lucky he came back up. Everyone who talks about Great Cave always talks about these issues. I think I can work with this. I think. No, I can't. Never mind. Because I want to hit inside of where the bomb is, but this won't reach. So unfortunately, I need to do the mix again. Or just go and get another power. Or you can get the power that doesn't do anything, technically. Wake up. Wake up. Thank you. There we go, finally. Finally, something we can use. Plasma we'll use. As I said, I need something that can shoot through the wall if I didn't get a cutting ability. Now I gotta immediately get rid of it, because this room is not built for it. Kinda sucks you have to get rid of the power here. I mean, you could probably brute force it, but it was just better for me to use mirror. I'm gonna want rock. So, I'm gonna actually legitimately get rid of it. I mean, again, I can go for a mix. You know what, we'll go for one more mix. One more classic. How did I fall through when I held down? That's like when you win the lottery, but the lottery is $1. You paid $1 for the lottery ticket. It's like, well, you got your winnings back. You want to play again? I hate when you get the mix of the same power you sucked up. That's like the most wasteful time. There's something on my screen after I did that. That was such a violent reaction. Also, I didn't realize plasma was here. Just give me plasma. Alright, he didn't get to do anything. All he did was stick out his tongue. Effective. We did miss an entire thing there. We didn't get to see his power, because he actually does have a power. Painting Kirby. Paint Kirby is exclusive to that boss fight. We'll get to fight him again at some point, just not now. But yeah, I agree with that one, Kira. Yeah, Great Cave is definitely the weakest game mode out of all of them in Superstar. For a lot of people. It's not just me. I think it's a pretty common opinion to have. And it's not that it's bad, but it's just compared to the other game modes, Great Cave has a lot more padding to it. It's a very short mode if you're not going for 100% treasures. Like, this area entirely, this castle, you can just completely skip. This is 100% optional. So, if you didn't care for the treasures, then you don't even play like a fourth of it, technically. That's why when you're playing, what was it called? Like Meta Knight's Revenge, I think it's called. Whatever the Meta Knight mode was on DS. You actually just skip a lot of this said mode. Like half of the doors that go to certain areas don't even exist in that mode. Also, that door is always there. If you know where it is, you don't need to see it. Like, there are a lot of doors that don't exist. You can't get inside of the castle in that mode, so again, it's one of those situations where you really see how short it is if you just don't get the treasures and just skip straight to the ending. Like, this mode is actually very short. Sorry, you had to die. We cannot do this anymore. I need the fire. I actually need him. I think I also need hammer / stone here in a minute. So, I'm gonna have to go get stone real fast as well. I know where to get it fast. I just have to hope my helper doesn't die in the process here, because I'm gonna have to make a fire helper. Actually, wait a minute. No, there's stone in the beginning section. What am I thinking? It really helps to have fire here. I should move right after this, because I will die otherwise. Okay, didn't even give me a chance. That's fine. Okay, I need that fire back, please. Yep. I just wanted fire. I just wanted a fire. We're taking a precautionary save because I don't trust this game. Now I needed that fire and I lost it, so I need to get another one. I'm trying to remember, is there a fire even this next section I'm going to? This is problematic in so many ways. I'm just gonna play it out like we didn't die. Gotta get power again, we gotta get a power again. It's not that big of a deal. Okay, so from here, I already got the treasure. One up. And then here should be a peg I gotta hit with like stone or hammer. Which is why I need stone or hammer. And I need fire. But again, I think there is fire in the next section, so I'm just gonna go get a stone. But yeah, my favorite mode in this probably is Milky Way Wishes. That mode is so good. Having a mode that just gives you every single power at like the tip of your fingertips. That was redundant. But just having that kind of power is really satisfying in a Kirby game, and I kind of wish they would do it more often. Because Milky Way Wishes is really the only time where they do give you access to Kirby powers, and you can just select every single one of them in the game. Like, the closest we got, I think, since was... I think in Squeak Squad, you can have a buffer of powers on you. You can't have them all, but you can have... I think it's like, what, 3 or something powers in your stomach that you can just use. So, it's close. It's not the same thing. I would like to have another game, or mode in general in a game, where you can just have every single power at the press of a button. Just like how you can in this game. I want to see if we get one of the rare ones. Like, there's a Samus statue in this, but I've never seen it in person. I've seen it in videos, but I never got it myself. Usually get the 8-tongue, the Kirby one, or the Star one. Once in a while I get Stone Muscle Man, but again, even that's rare. Alright, you gotta become Helper Fire. I need Burning Leo for this. Because for some reason, Kirby can't use fire underwater, but Burning Leo can. It's like, alright, sure, and they took advantage of it for that reason. Since it's a treasure that you need to use fire for. To get to it, but it's underwater. This is getting real bad. I gotta be careful. There is a Max Tomato, I think. No, there's food here in general, so it's fine. Yeah, there's a Max Tomato. I'll take your body and just spit it back out. I don't need him. Turtle shell. We're getting there. I think there's 2 more treasures in the castle in general, and we're gonna get one of them now. This is the one where you need fire underwater. Kirby can't use it, but Burning Leo can. At least the AI is smart enough to actually hit that consistently. Although I swear, as a kid, I've had times where that AI just looked at the fuse and like, what's this? And that didn't do anything. So, maybe I've gotten a little bit better with the AI over the years, or maybe I just had an issue as a kid. I don't know, but I just remember as a kid, that was an annoying thing to do. Right, I need that life because I'm about ready to get a treasure and then die. Because I'm going to do a depth warp here. Right here. This should be everything here. I'm going to confirm real quick. I got to wait. Okay. Oh, I missed something. Wait a minute. What did I... Oh, I think I know where I missed it. It's not here. I sometimes do this when I play this mode. I'll just bypass something. I think I know which one this is. Might have tunnel vision while I was over here. Probably what happened. There was a room we didn't go into. Yeah, I did not go over here. This is it. Everyone's favorite. Sleep City. This is the one I forgot. I tunnel vision this. Sometimes I just do that with this room. I don't know why, but specifically this room, I just bypass in half my playthroughs. Yeah, you can't wake up fast enough. I gotta go through the whole thing. This actually helps to have a helper here, because the helper can walk through these powers, and the helper can't get sleep. The only ability, well, one of the only abilities, because it's helper, no, not helper, sorry. It's sleep, it's Painter Kirby, and it's Chef Kirby, like those powers specifically, you can't get as a helper. So these specific power things, you just can't use as a helper, which actually helps in that kind of circumstance, because you can just have player 2 run through it if you have a friend playing. Alright, let's get out of here. We're done. I could take a death warp, but 1, we don't have too many lives. I don't want to take a risk. And 2, the exit's just right here. Might as well just leave the way we came in. Yeah, I don't know why. Of all the power rooms, like that one I kind of ignore half the time when I play this mode, and then I forget a treasure. It's just a bad habit. There's always that one room I just forget about. I can't remember what all the different treasures are that change between versions, but I know at least the holiday ones, like with the holiday, the season ones, sorry. They did change those between this version and the DS version. Like wintertime, that doesn't exist in that version. It's just the 4 seasons. They just mixed into one treasure, and they replaced it with other things. Like there are more references in Ultra by comparison. There's a good amount of references to other Nintendo games here, but there's more in Ultra. Like, I like we get Earthbound references, Mario, Metroid, Zelda, but then there's more in the DS, like they have Fire Emblem references. I think they have an Animal Crossing one. But at this time, both Fire Emblem and Animal Crossing wasn't really a thing yet. Or at least, like, it was a thing for Fire Emblem, but it wasn't in the West, so they just didn't really have that many. I think there was, like, a handful of references to Fire Emblem, and there's like a sword or two I think is a reference, but I think they added more for the DS version. Again, it's been a bit since I looked at the treasure listing, so I can't remember specifically. But there's a lot of them. Yeah, Faustian, that's the reference for the Fire Emblem thing, that's right. But then they add another one for Ultra. Because again, I can't remember that. You don't want to hit that bottom one. That one's actually a trap. There's the one I was thinking of for the season thing. That's the season thing, which I think that's still in DS, but they just clean up a bit. Certain ones, though, they just like change the names ever so slightly. Also, this one, I just want to do this real quick. There's no point. This one's actually a trap. It hurts you. Fire Emblem, yeah, Ultra was before Fire Emblem's Golden Age. That's true, but it was still starting to become more of a thing. Like at that time, that's when Fire Emblem was a thing in other territories, not just I was just gonna say, not just Japanese. That's not wrong. Not just Japan. What the heck? Why did that stop? Oh, I didn't hit the other one. I was thinking I hit the other one for some reason. That's why I couldn't remember. I gotta look up a list, and I'll probably do that during the credit sequence of this to see what was different. You gotta be careful in that room because it's very easy to hit one of the sides and just take a massive amount of damage. Alright, there's plasma. I'm gonna wait on that because there's also wheelie power here and I'm gonna want that for something. Alright, this is a good room for some help. I don't need it really. I mean, I kinda do, but I kinda don't. Save it for later. I think this is the one that has wheelie. No, it's not. This is the one, actually, no, this is the one I need a helper. Because of that specific thing. There's no way to get up there unless you have a power that shoots upwards in some fashion, but it's easier just to head bounce off a helper. Okay, well now that I have a thing in general here for a helper, it doesn't matter what power, I'll get this. Because the wheelie in question is just like a little thing on a side of the wall, so I can just push them into it. That's right, fly without flapping. I just gotta slightly gently push you. There we go. Oh boy, I failed. Yep, if you hit anything there, that's GG's. It's that strict. It's like the one thing I don't like about this section. Also, I hit that way too early. I gotta wait. Why did I do that? Stop. He's going back ever so slightly. Stop that. How am I hitting the lip? That doesn't even look like I'm hitting it. There you go. Jeez. I gotta get out because for some reason I can't. Okay, stop. I'm gonna fall down here to do this. I just can't get powers for whatever reason. Or not powers, sorry. Yeah, that too. I can't get treasures for whatever reason in Wheelie. So I have to get out to grab the treasure. It's an annoyance. I don't think they fixed that for DS. I think it's the same problem. Falchion was the only Fire Emblem item in Ultra. Okay, so it was the same item between the games then. That was a reference. I thought they added one for some reason. Because, again, that's when Fire Emblem was starting to make the rounds in other territories. It wasn't just Japan. So I thought they added, like, maybe one more or something. Because I was mistaken. Ultra has references to F-Zero, Earthbound, Zelda, and even Harvest Moon. Okay, I don't think the Harvest Moon one was in this game. I think they added that then specifically for Ultra, because was Harvest Moon on the Super Nintendo at the time? I'm trying to remember. I think it was. But it was starting to become more of a thing later on. By the time Ultra was around, it makes sense to put on the platform, I guess, for reference. Okay, it was on Super Nintendo. Okay, thanks for the clarification. I gotta go back from one room. I did pass something. I'm definitely tunnel visioning a little more here tonight than I usually do. I know this room is just help. I'm gonna confirm. Could be Animal Crossing 2. Yeah, at that time. Oh, dang. I didn't mean to do that. And at that time with Ultra, Animal Crossing actually was a thing. When the Super Nintendo version, it was not. Because Animal Crossing didn't become a thing until the N64, technically, so. If we had any extra things like that, yeah, this memory I just bypassed. If we had any extra things like that, it would have been a reference to Harvest Moon, not Animal Crossing. Because again, Animal Crossing wasn't out yet. Not this time. Yeah, there we go. That was what I missed. I completely bypassed through him. I mean, if I look away even for a split second, I guess I just kind of ignore some key things. Luckily, this is the only mode I really am going to have like a lot of hard times with when it comes like missing things, because Milky Way Wishes, there's not that many things per level. It's like a handful of powers at most. It's not like Great Cave where there's multiple treasure chests all over the place. Right, ignore that bottom door. That's the last one you take. This is an Harvest Moon reference only Animal Crossing. I mean, to be fair, I haven't played Harvest Moon myself, so I wouldn't know what the reference is. So if anyone else can point it out, then obviously do so. We'll see a whole list of these treasures when we beat the mode too, so you'll get the names in the credits. I'm only like showing them briefly when I collect them. They adjusted generic RPG reference in a Golden Sun Ultra. That I remember, yeah, because when we recorded our Kirby Super Star playthrough a few years back on the Elpier League, I did have a list of those treasures up at the time, and like any of the big changes was definitely pointed out, which included that one. Because I haven't played Golden Sun myself, but I mean, there are people in the commentary at the time, like Matt, for example, who have played it. Oh, well, I kind of wanted him. I can't believe I'm surviving. I have no health, technically. I gotta be careful here. So, Wheelie, I'm gonna use your body as a meat shield. And I need this. This should be everything in this section, because I believe this is the ending. Yeah, 2 more treasures, and then the last section, so we're good. Haven't played Golden Sun yet. Yeah, at some point I probably will. I'm not gonna lie, because from what I heard, it is a pretty beginner-friendly RPG. Like, I don't want super complex things, but at the same time, I don't mind to have some death. So it sounds like a game like that I could probably jive with. I know, Matt's just been like foaming at the mouth for this one, because that's just one of his favorite series of all time. What the heck are you doing, Wheelie? You were doing donuts on a ladder. How does that work? Well, I tried to time that right. Definitely didn't. You can time this just right where you can get under that platform. But, yeah, it didn't work for me. I'm gonna try it again. If not, then we'll do it legit. Wheelie is in the way, though, so this won't work. Wheelie, move. Wheelie, move. Thank you. Oh, this is stupid. Now, Wheelie is in the way again. Come on, dude. Stop being a problem. Yeah, I am not... With Wheelie, I'm not doing this trick. I'll just get legit. I just want to try one more time, because I almost had it that one time around. Have the MGS series first. I mean, I gotta finish the game, technically. I mean, I'm waiting until next month, technically. We'll get back to it probably in April, because as of right now, with everything going on, I just want a break. So we'll get back to it probably, like, the start of April. But technically, I'm not gonna be done with it when I beat Metal Gear Solid, because I'm gonna be doing the VR thing. I wanna, like, it makes sense. If you're playing the first game, you might as well play the VR missions disc immediately afterwards, because it's essentially just more Metal Gear Solid, because it's the exact same gameplay. Just no story, really. So I might as well. At least that's what I've been told with it. But honestly, once we finish that, both the VR and the base game, technically, then I don't know if I would stream any other the Metal Gears one because it gets more complicated in terms of like copyrights. That and also like of how story focused they are. The only problem with doing them is like the commentary goes swoosh. But yeah, maybe. It's the same argument I've had for Kingdom Hearts. It's like, it's a maybe. It's just because I want to, but also I'm afraid to. I don't have a good set of powers here, so I'll just deal with it. Just keep on hitting it. Alright, I guess we're doing this now. I'm gonna want Wheel to get out of here, so unfortunately I gotta deal with this. If he can stop jumping, I don't know why the helper doesn't sit still. It's like he's on a sugar rush in this fight. It's so bad. So I'm gonna have to do this my own way then. No! You idiot! Why did he do that? You know what? We're going old-fashioned. We're going on foot, stupid Rocky. Come on, man. The helper's so dumb. Why did he just go head first into my ability? He wanted to attack the fist so bad, he didn't care about losing his body. Gah, that's why I don't like AI helpers. They just do what they want. They don't do what you want as the player. That was definitely not the strat. I was gonna use Wheelie to like zoom past here, and that completely got shot in the foot. Oh, stupid AI. At least we're at the end. The AI is so rock dumb. Yeah, pun intended. But if we check right before we leave, here's 100%. For some reason, you don't get a final 9 on the gold, and it just bugs me. Why? I don't know. 9 more gold wouldn't have hurt? Come on. I want to look at those treasures. So here's a whole list, so you know the reference, then you can point out that I don't know of here. I'm trying to find the wiki of this specifically, because I do point out like the differences between versions. Because they changed names of certain ones, like the Screwball was changed to the Screw Attack, because what in the world is a Screwball? I never heard of that from Metroid. Screw Attack, on the other hand, I heard of. Zebra Mask was changed to Phantom Mask, or Phantom Mask, to correctly reference Super Mario Bros. 2 USA. Glass Slipper just became Glass Slipper, because there was only one sprite. Like, that's just one shoe. You can't have slippers if there's only one shoe. The nunchucks were changed in machine parts for Kirby Air Ride reference, because that wasn't out this time. And it was during Ultra's time. They added, because they changed around the seasons thing, and they combined in the season's heart. So the summertime one was replaced with the power paintbrush to reference Canvas Curse. $100 coin was just fixed as a typo, apparently. Alright. Dud was changed to the cell phone from Kirby and Amazing Mirror. Turtle Shell is Koopa Shell for Mario. Sword, Falchion to Fire Emblem. Because the sword might as well have been a reference to Fire Emblem, but it also could have reference to literally anything else. So, yeah, that made sense to change. Autumn Time was 3-star Kane from Squeak Squad. The Rice Bowl was changed to Broken Bowl because I guess it didn't look like rice. Wintertime was changed to Gold Watering Can from Animal Crossing. Oh, yeah, the stone was changed. The what is it? This is small reading. I gotta, like, blow it up. What's this called here again? Ori Halcum was changed to the Ori Halshum, or Ori Halcum. No, Ori Halcum, yeah. Ori Halcum from Golden Sun. Because I guess the other one was more vague? Actually, no! No, the Super Nintendo version was more a reference to Golden Sun. The new one was a reference to nothing. So somehow we flip-flopped that. I don't know how, but they did it. And that's pretty much it. Everything else was about the same. Yeah, link. Kira's got the link in chat. People want to see this from yourselves. I can play VR and write MGS too. Oh man, that's a lot of MGS. Also not much. Ori Calcum. I don't know why I always screw it up. Thanks for that. Everyone knows I'm not good at pronunciations, that's for sure. Alright, let's watch the intro for Revenge of Meta Knight. Look at that bird booty. They really made that thick. Why? You can see the line in the middle. Someone really liked this bird. Everyone else is fine, and that one's just two big cheeks. Now you can't unsee it. You're welcome. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's just Kirby on the way to stop Meta Knight. Time's the only love you ever played this game. Yeah, you haven't played Superstar on your own yet, I guess, have you, Amber? Because this playthrough we did a decade ago, and this is the only mode you really played then. I don't know if you even picked up the game since. You've seen plenty of it at this point, that's for sure, but playing it, that's a different argument, I guess. Alright, let me see if I can get a mix here for Plasma. I really want Plasma. I really want it, because of something very specific. Although I need things to kind of line up for a mix. That's Fighter. I want to get Plasma specifically because I gotta show something here, and the only way to do it is to use Plasma. I need something that can kill a boss fast, so, you know, the big guy, Plasma, yeah. Yeah, like, what other power can work? I don't care about the timer here, because honestly, the timer's not a problem until later. Right now, it really does not matter, because the timer's actually going to change pretty consistently in this mode. As a jump ahead, we're going to get kicked off the ship, so that's when the timer just resets itself to something different. And at that point, it won't matter how low this is. If we get too low, I'm just going to go on, though, because I can't be here all day trying for one mix. I just want this. Really? I don't know what the guaranteed mix is with these guys, though. I don't think it's what I want. But I need this guy to get near me, which is Laser in other games, but just Beam in this one, because Laser doesn't exist. Not in Superstar. Hammer? You know what? We'll try it with Hammer, because I don't have much more time. I gotta go. I think I can work with Hammer on this, because it does a lot of damage. So, we're introduced to our first boss of the mode immediately, Heavy Lobster, but the thing is with this one, you don't have enough time to actually win the fight. But you can. You technically can. Okay, I'm not going to at that point. Alright, well, GG's to this guy. Yep, no, we're not winning. Not even close. Not even close. You can technically kill Heavy Lobster here, but it does nothing. It actually does nothing. There's not even any special dialogue for it. You just do it for bragging rights. The best way to do that, though, is with Plasma, and I didn't get it. So it's fine. I could have kept the hammer for this section, but honestly, I want Wing instead. Faster travel. Plus, I believe we need to get some other powers here soon for some other puzzles. I remember when I played this years ago in the SNES Classic, because I did stream this, I think, for a bit to get some footage back in the day. And this is bad. Like, this level really shows how bad the emulation is for Superstar. It was playable, but it had so many extra, like, flashing lights in it in comparison to, like, any other version. It was an emulator bug. It just didn't do graphics correctly in certain areas, like backgrounds specifically. That's kind of... Oh, well, I hit the button to attack, but, you know, emulator lag. I can't recommend people to play a lot of the Super Nintendo games on the SNES Classic anymore, because, like, when it came out, it was perfectly fine. It was better than VC for a lot of games, but it also has a lot of, like, graphical issues with a lot of Super Nintendo games. It's not great. It really isn't, unfortunately. And nowadays, there's no reason to get the thing if you just want to play the games, because it's way too expensive, because the thing is out of print. So you're buying a SNES Classic on the used market. The controller's fantastic. I've been using that the whole time. It's literally just a Super Nintendo controller with a Wii Classic controller port. So you can use this on a Wii as well, which is fantastic for those games. Try a new song just for Heavy Lobster. Yeah, that's true. They did. In Ultra, Heavy Lobster actually has his own theme, which also they did the same for Dynablade too. They changed the song to the Dynablade theme they introduced with Kirby Air Ride. So that also has a new song for it, which is more fitting for the boss fight. So both Heavy Lobster and Dynablade did have some tweaks in the music, and I'm glad they did, because it is better. It really is. Okay, this is Wispy. Yeah, I'll stick with Stone. It's not one Wispy, but technically 3 Wispies. Three pathetic Wispies. I'm actually surprised. He did damage. Oh, they both did damage. What is this? An actual boss fight? Yeah, you never catch up. Are you sure? Yeah, that Waddle Dee knows what he's talking about. It's like, can I actually hit the ball? That's why I got rid of my powers, just so I can get the 1-up, because you can't get that unless you can suck. Which Kirby can only use his inhaling ability if he doesn't have a power. Oh yeah, that's a smart thing to do, Rocky. Walk into the enemy. But why? What is with this AI tonight? You're dumb as bricks. And it's always Rocky. Always Rocky. That's dumb as bricks, man. I mean, you're proving the point. You're really proving the point. It's in your name. I wasn't gonna use him anymore anyways, but he knew he was gonna die. Oops! Used it too early. Didn't count. It's fine, I can just do this. Works just as well. I believe in you, Bonkers. You can do it. You can do it. No, I can't. He never will. The AI Bonkers just doesn't get enough height. Also, I love this. Have fun. He cannot get through these tiny corridors, and if he gets stuck, he's just like, alright, well, this is where I live now. I don't even think P2 could do that. Like, I think P2 would also be stuck. And we have to warp out of there, which is smartly what the AI decided to do. I'm surprised. Normally it just sits there and just accepts its fate. How did you get the bounce? It's rare for the AI to do the same trick. That should work. Get me out of here. Bye-bye, Wheelie. I'm leaving you behind. Hello, Dynablade. We couldn't get to the ship the first time because we got shot down. But Dynablade will take all the bullets for us. This is help for, well, helping Dynablade's kids. She wants to repay the favor. Just get on the ledge. Thank you. It's like, I want to go. Bonkers too big, man, for the airplane. Yeah, it happened all the time. Like, every single time you turn around, Bonkers got stuck. Like, everyone got put in a corner. It's like, well, this is my life now. I need that back. Thank you. Would have been bad if I didn't have this, because I kind of want hammer. Oh, that's right. That just clipped you through the elevator, because that's logic. I forgot also that's here. You know, hammer's overrated. Plasma, new best friend. I kinda want the secret room here. It would give me some health too, which I desperately need. Okay, that's not the secret room, that's the power. The other one's the secret room. I gotta be careful with Healy though, because I kind of want this guy to be around. Also, I kind of want to not die. That would be nice. So much for plasma. I'll take the sword instead. I was literally one hit away too. Oh, I hate this ninja. I also hate this platforming section because you can't get your power back, instead you fall through it, because that makes sense. Stop. Oh, of course. Well, now I'm having to do this the old-fashioned way. I played Kirby 1. I played Dreamland. I know what to do. Give me your power. Now do it again. I love this. What is this place? None of them knew about their own secret hideaway. None of them. Well, it was a good kept secret. Who made this room? Was it Meta Knight? Maybe. We will never know, because the game never really tells you. Torched, you say? Someone said to burn, so I'm gonna burn. I got torched. Not in the way they want it, though. I love that ability that we just burn yourself. It does a lot of damage, but it's really hard to pull off. It's a very risky thing to do. Nice lag, huh? A little bit better in Ultra, because they kind of fix all the slowdown sections. Here, have some bread. I want to burn alive again. That sounds fun. Doubly so when you have an Arctic guy. Nope. Okay. I didn't think he was doing that attack for whatever reason. I thought he was just trying to... Yeah, that. You know what I mean by this is risky? It works, it's just not easy to do. Paint ability in Superstar, or is only Mark Soul and Ultra? No, it's in Superstar. That's where Painter came from. Because you're technically supposed to get it from the Chameleon, because he throws out paintballs, and that's where the Painter ability comes from. But yeah, they did introduce Painter as an extra ability you can get in the Mark Soul fight. So you can get it in multiple modes because of that. It's not just like 2. Technically 3, because you can get it in Arena in this game. So, like, 5 or 6 in Ultra. Now I'm gonna skip that door, because I actually want a different power than fire. And up here is another power area, so this will give me some new powers. One of them being my favorite. Yeah, here we go. This is why I wanted it. Boss fight. Heavy Lobster, round 2. This time you can actually kill the thing and, well, you're supposed to. You can technically kill it the first time, but there's no point. Killed the first time for bragging rights, that's it. Too graphic, can't show. That was a good quick kill. That boss fight, it lasted no time at all if you use plasma. Also, moments for disaster in this one. That's why I love just like waiting it out. It's like, what's gonna happen to Kirby? No, he's fine. He lands on his hands. It's too cold, I'm afraid of heights. I ain't going. Chickens, says the bird. Like, the interactions in this mode are so good. And that's why I like how they do it again with Ultra, because of the other mode they introduced. In Ultra, that's very similar to this one. The, can't remember the names. Like, Deity's Revenge, I think it's called? It's extremely similar to Meta Knight's Revenge at one point, where they do the same talking head thing between Deity and Bandana D. I think you can, like, hit that from here. Yeah, there you go. I was gonna say, if you can do like the backwards attack, you hit from here. But yeah, Revenge of the King. That's right, Kira. Thanks. I couldn't remember the exact name. But they do the same kind of format with that, where King Dedede and Medana D, like at the end, are talking back and forth with each other, just like how Meta Knight and Screw talk here. Like this part too. Oh no, those are my hidden tomatoes. You idiot! You hit those? They look delicious. It's just Waddle D is like, ooh, I want them. Like, I love that touch. Now it's time for my least favorite boss in the game. This one is not even really a boss fight, it's more of a puzzle. So don't have a helper here. Get rid of the helper. It's worthless for this fight. They'll do you more harm than good. Alright, right around here. That should bounce up and backwards. There you go. You gotta hit this core, and the only way to hit it is with the laser. So a helper really screws you here. It took me a while to figure out what to do here in my first playthrough, because it's not really that telegraphed. I think it was a random stray shot from a laser that I finally figured out what you're technically supposed to do in this boss fight. Yeah, that went straight to when I missed too. Like, it took me a bit to figure it out. I think I was getting low on time because of that. But it only takes 3 hits. It's not that long of a fight. Yeah, that was too low. Alright, I'm gonna like try to fly here. Maybe to get the thing more centered. Alright, that might miss, but it's fine. Oh no, I barely clipped it. Good. Do something? Sure. Chip's gonna go down. I'm going to Arby's. Traitor. Hey Ethan, how you doing? So how was your dinner? No Arby's. I don't know why I said that. I'm just looking for like a random thing for Bruno to get off. You know me. I'm just stupid. Stupid with the humor. It's a good set of powers here if you don't have anything. But I'd rather keep Plasma. You're technically going to be losing it here in a minute, because there's going to be a butt down must situation that makes you forcefully change. But you can kind of abuse it. Because of the helper system, you can just get the power back, so it's fine. Now question, do you guys want me to do this boss the legit way or just use Plasma? Because I'm doing that for the arena. I don't care what you guys say on that one. That one we go fast, but this one we can fight him legit. But that's, if you guys want to see it, I don't care right away. I kind of screwed up a little bit, but this works. Yeah, it worked. That one evacuates, except Meta Knight, because he's going to stay with his ship. Now, give me the Meta Knight. I do not know why to give you sleep here. That's the biggest troll. Alright, so this is a butt down must situation. You're forced to get the power. So you know what? Here, we'll do it a legit way, because in arena I'm going to abuse this. So we'll just do it this way. Because you can technically just use a helper to just come in here whatever power you want and just swap to it. Meta Knight will start the fight when you're with sword. And that's the only way he starts. But you could swap powers and he just doesn't care. He'll still fight you. Alright, let me see if I can do this. There's a frame perfect trick here that affects visuals. I missed it. There's one frame there where if you can activate a helper, it screws this cutscene up. I was trying to see if I can get it because it's a funny little visual glitch. It destroys the motorcycle graphic. Because it's like, it's taking the helper that you had and putting it over the motorcycle graphic instead. Because it's confusing what helper you have. So at that point, wheelie would have just been sword instead. It just would have looked stupid. But he's still wheelie in this section. It'll always be wheelie. I don't think that trick works anymore in Superstar Ultra. I think they patched it out on the DS version, so the joke is ruined. There you go. We beat it. Superstar and Starlight are the few games where you don't have to grab the sword. Superstar is way too long. He does it anyway. Wait, no, I thought in Superstar you're forced to get the sword, but maybe you're thinking of the other games, like Adventure / Return to Dreamland. Because I think in that, you can wait it out. And then he just gives up, like, alright, I gotta fight you. Like, I think it's specifically that, because in Superstar, I remember if you wait, he just waits too. But I might be misremembering, if that's true. But yeah, Star Allies, I think it is the same case. If you wait too long, he will just fight you. Was it eventually forced? So I might be flip-flopping the two then, if that's the case. Because still, either way, it's like, in Star Allies, that doesn't really matter much, because you can still fight him with whatever power because of the ally system at that point, because they'll just annihilate him. It's not a one-on-one, because your allies are going to just fight him too, so it don't really matter. And because of that, you can use different powers with the sword. But yeah, this mode gives you a credits reel of the names of all the helpers, which is a nice touch. So if you haven't used any of them at this point, this is how you learn their names. Now, I do like the little characterization you get with it. Oh, wow, I never tweeted out I was live. Wow, I thought this went out. Whoops. All right, that's fixed. I swear that went out, but I guess it didn't. Yeah, this is the game that introduces Marks. He's introduced here in the beginning of this cutscene as a ally to Kirby, because he plays the innocent act here. So he's trying to gain Kirby's trust, since if you know Marks in later games, or if you also played this one and played through all of Milky Way, you know that this is just an act, because he's pure evil. That's why we're best friends and Star Allies, right? So this one's an entirely different mode where you can't use Kirby's traditional suck and swallow. Case in point, no good. I can't get copy from TAC because in this mode, if you try to inhale enemies, it just doesn't work anymore. Instead, you need to find power-up ability points and grab the power-ups from that, and then it's added into your inventory for good. So, there are exceptions to this. Crash is one of them. So, it's Crash, Painter, and Chef Kirby. Those are the only powers you can actually still inhale normally. All the other ones are no goods. So here, you want to actually go to this hidden planet, because copy is a very easy ability to miss. But if you come here and get it first, you basically restore Kirby's native copy ability that he has in other modes by using the power-up. So now I can get whatever power I want still. It does not matter. So I'm going to actually completely leave this mode here. I'm going to go over here into this door. I'm going to grab me a power of ice. This is going to be our main gimmick here, and this is what we're going to be doing to 100% the mode, is we're going to be going around trying to find different power-ups to add to our arsenal. How Mark spoils to be evil and Smash. Yeah, they kind of just go with that plot point like immediately, unfortunately. So if you've played that before Superstar and you have no idea, and it's just surprises ruined. little particle of dust around the middle of the screen. That kind of makes things a little weird. That was the HUD for a second until the screen went black. Smash Bros. And spoiling games and more iconic duo. Yeah, not wrong. Every single time you turn around, that's a thing in Smash. They'll spoil everything big. That's the problem with Smash. It's a celebration of games that unfortunately also tells you a little too much about each franchise. Oh yeah, Mike as well. Yeah, I almost forgot about that. You're right, Kira. Mike also is one of the technically 4 abilities that you can just inhale. I guess I forget about it because Mike is not as prevalent as some of the other abilities in the game. So I just... Tunnel vision just kind of forgets a thing in Milky Way. It's like in 1 or 2 stages. I kind of wanted that. I'm gonna go back. Alright, let me check my power screen. Yeah, that's all correct. I don't want to be on the power when I unpause, because then I'll just lose it. The double. See, that's why we wanted plasma. It's OP. This is a game that started the whole Kirby's new friend. Poor god monster. Yeah. Probably is, Matt. You're not wrong, because a lot of Kirby games use that trope. Like, in every game with, like, Return to Dreamland onwards, they kind of did that. Like, here's new friend. He looked very interested in you, or she, because it depends. Like, they are very interested in Kirby, and they're a big help, and they're very friendly. Oh, no, what's that? They're evil demonic demons. Oh, no, Kirby didn't know. Like, it's a common trope they played a lot of over the years. I kind of hope they don't do the same Forgotten Land, but something tells me that like, if you played the demo, you know, it's like this little Sprixie character thing that you help in the beginning. Something tells me that's just gonna be someone evil near the end. I don't know, man. It's just, that's been the trope. I kind of hope that doesn't happen. Because I would like to see a game where they just don't do that. He's the Ultra Core Star of Dreamland 2. Oh, yeah, that's right, dude. Kind of. I haven't really played Dreamland 2, so I've only seen it here and there. But I've never played it myself, so I keep on forgetting like how that game is structured. The only thing I know for sure with that game is that was the one that introduced the animal buddies that are kind of hit or miss on appearances in games. They're like Easter eggs in a lot of like the future games, but the last like big appearance they really had was in the Dreamland series. Oh, then, well, yeah, no, sorry. Until Star Allies, I should clarify, because they are things in Star Allies. Like, they're helpers in that. Like, you could use them as the actual allies. Gee, I wonder what power we're getting here. Can't be sword. Can't be. Whenever I have a good projectile, I'll just use this. Okay, well, I took a little too much damage coming in then if I was gonna use stupid ice. I was going for a Death Warp. Definitely got the warping part, just not what I wanted. Just give me the sword now. I'm gonna just prematurely get the power before we're supposed to have it. You only core in the final boss for the first time you fight Dark Matter, from what I heard. I heard, yeah, they kind of started the Dark Matter trend in some regards with Dreamland 2. It's like it's not the same thing, because Dreamland 3 really had it, but it's like the same idea with the horror boss. So I don't know. Again, I haven't played it myself, so I could just be spitballing with this. I don't even know if I might have to check my 3DS to see if I have it on there, because I don't remember if I do or not. I might. Because I don't have a cart, so obviously that's the next best thing for now. Maybe one day they'll just release Game Boy games on the Switch. I mean, Shantae's on the system via an emulation thing, so it can be done. It can. It's just a matter of Nintendo puts in the time for making an emulator, which I can see them doing at some point. I wouldn't be surprised if we just get a Game Boy collection next. We all kind of thought we were going to get that with the expansion pack stuff, because we all kind of thought that was the next one in the docket, but then they surprised everyone with both Genesis and N64, so it threw everyone off. But we wouldn't be surprised if we just actually see a Game Boy lineup of some kind, whether it be just a full-on family of systems, Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, or at least just start small and do them like individually. Thanks for the host there, Amber, appreciate it. Good, got him. Yeah, auto-hosting anymore is kind of hit or miss, I've noticed on Twitch, Amber. Like, sometimes it doesn't go through when it should, and I don't know why. Yeah, Planet Robot, really good. That's probably my favorite 3DS Kirby game. It's just really good. It's one of my favorites in general in the series, because I think it does a lot of cool stuff, and it has a lot of Superstar references, and as a fan of Superstar, I don't know if you guys knew it, I like it. It's a good game. As a fan of this game, having all those references, oh man, there's one specific part. I'm not gonna say what it is, for very obvious reasons, but if you've played the game, you know exactly what I'm gonna say. That one specific part, near the end. Oh man, that right there just hit my nostalgia hard. This should be Jet, by the way. It's like, get Jet to use Jet. Oh no, it's Wheelie, never mind. Yeah, we just got Jet. I'm tunnel visioning again. Alright, one more power here and it's Wing. You can get a mix here technically, so while you can't absorb enemies and get their powers, you can mix. So it's kind of weird how you can do one but not the other. There we go. This is the one I want. This is our Wing. Robot ESP power from Earthbound. So Sonic win. Yeah, that's true. They finally added an Earthbound reference as like a full-on power, because they've already done that with Yo-Yo in a way. Because Yo-Yo is that specific thing. So I was like, kind of about time I guess you added another one. I want him. I want his body. For science. I don't need the full health, might as well get it. Hello, sir. I'm gonna jump inside of you and crash. Error 404, no boss health found. Now, when you have this, you can't really see what you're getting on the power screen, so just hopefully you know what the hat means. I know green is for Kirby. That helps. Alright, next. I gotta be fast on this one, because it's a one-time thing here. If you miss your timing on this, that's it. Say as I almost missed my timing because I was falling. Alright, give me Jet. Because that's the fastest way to go straight up. And all that for fire. An ability I really don't use like much at all in this mode. It gets situational for me. I'll mainly use it for puzzles, but not necessarily for attacking. I'll probably swap out the wing here soonish. Because wing is one of the better things to use in this mode. It's really good on horizontal traveling. And then jet's really good on vertical. Although it's good also for horizontal, it's really gonna depend on multitude different factors. Like, how good are you with it? Alright, that was a good attack. I had to be careful in doing that. Alright, let's see. I want... You know what? We'll go with fire. I don't have any great attacking powers just yet, so... Catch on fire. If he does that again, GG's. Now this, I never use this. Like, suplex is one of the worst things I have in this mode. It just doesn't really help you, like, at all. I think there's an extra life over here. Yeah, I just have to make sure. I don't want it. I don't really need it. We'll be fine. Famous last words. To be fair, there's more lives like this one. This is way easy to get to and safer in a lot of ways. All you gotta do is shoot left. That's it. Alright, here's where we can get Painter. I'm gonna get it this time. I'm trying to think what power do I want to use for the fight, though. I might as well use some fire. Until we get more powerful moves, like Plasma or Hammer, fire is kind of my go-to for right now. Okay, I gotta do this first. Get rid of him. Grab this. That's a mix. I don't want a mix. Well, unfortunately, I gotta wait out a lot of the fight. Because I need to wait for him to do that again. Okay, he just eat me. That's fine. I need to wait for him to spit out more of those. There you go. So here's Paint. Now, normally, using this in the boss fight would reveal him, but because he's dead at this point with his health, it would just be an insta-kill. But if he had more health left, then you would actually see the chameleon again, because Paint actually colors him up. It's a random color, I believe, but he'll become visible again at that point. So using Paint there is actually a good strategy if you can't find him. I don't feel it's that hard, because the pulsating effect of the boss is probably easier to find him that way when you think about it. Although I can't remember how well that effect translates if you're watching this in like 30 frames per second. I don't know. Because tonight, I do believe we have the quality options, so if you're not watching in full 60, certain effects may not come through correctly. I am hungry. No, I said I'm hungry. I want food. I can't make food if I can't cook. I'm gonna cook 3 guys and a blade. Okay, why did I normally catch the blade? I guess that's about right. Despawn or something. Probably why. Here's suplex. Does this. Neat. I'm gonna take a very specific path here. There's a lot of areas you really don't need to go. So I'm gonna take the most direct. Give me the power I'm already using. Why not? Here, sir. I heard you like gifts. I'll give you the gift of nuclear explosions. It'll be fine. It's not nuclear. It's just an explosion. That's not much better. You know what? That's no good. This hammer is, though. Now, having hammer, this is probably the most OP power in this mode. And I'm going to show why here. So, normally, you have an attack with hammer that Once you get rid of hammer, that's it. So it's a one-time attack. Because the attack, you throw it. We've already done it a couple times. It does a massive amount of damage, but it's not very abusable. Except in Milky Way Wishes, because you can just give yourself infinite number of hammers. So that attack becomes so powerful, and it's very easy to hit things with it, because it's a projectile. You have about the same amount of strength when you do, like, the charge hammer attack, but you gotta line that up in a very specific way, and it puts you in harm's way for that same reason, but the hammer throw is so good. I want hammer again, though. Thank you. I'm gonna get the life and the candy. Whoops! Complete whiff. It's fine. Do it again. No whiff there. And now don't blink, because this guy's gonna die here in a second. Sorry, did you blink? He's dead. Like, it's that abusable in this mode. Like, hammer's the best power for that reason. Plasma's still OP, but hammer's super OP. I think it's funny how Kirby's kind of the most powerful creature of all Nintendo. Yeah, he literally has a black hole in his stomach. So, can't beat black holes in stomachs. This guy will eat anything, and I mean anything. You play Triple Deluxe, dear God, that guy, he consumes the whole planet, basically. It's too bad in Smash, though, Kirby's like low tiers. Like, man, you know, they did him dirty, that one. He's the most powerful person except in Smash. Because tier list-wise, you never see him play in tournaments. Never. Which is sad. I get why, competitive reasons, sure, but it's like, oh man, I like my boy Kirby. What happened? Here's Jet. There we go. At least the thing I actually want, the invincibility doesn't fall to its death. I'm gonna clip this and immediately go back under. I don't want to take this path. I actually want to go in from the back. It's actually way easier. Gee, I wonder what this power will be in here. I wonder. Could it be Yo-Yo? Oh my gosh, it's Yo-Yo! Who would have guessed? This area, they really telegraph it. They really do. There's literally one part here coming up soon. It's like in the final level we're going to be playing in this mode that they just kind of like, yeah, we know. Here, it's this power. We know. It's like, here's the power and the enemy in the room that has the power. Just have fun. Alright, this is the final stretch here. There's one more power we can get, and it's at the very top. This is it, technically. We can get it early. Leave the Metamato for now in case we need it. Go down one, and then in here. And that should be everything here. We're missing 2 more powers, and those 2 powers are on our last level. OP. I don't like this. Can you please move? Thank you. I think I was actually starting to get tired on that one. Very easy to abuse, but also, oh, your hand hurts after you do it for too long. I know on the speedrun route, it's like, some people kind of stop running the game because of that, because I got too much. But by the end, I'm going to be complaining, because I'm going to be using that only in Arena. Going to be a lot of plasma. Just hold up here, in the door. Alright, give me wheel. Stairs to OP. Probably the safest power to get in here with. Yeah, this is the point I was talking about before. They just give up. It's like, yeah, you're gonna get mirror. Here's mirror and here's mirror, guys. I don't care anymore. Ruin the surprise. Like, they just kind of stop making it a surprise. I mean, by that time, it's like, yeah, it don't matter, but should we really? Alright, here I can go through a whole platforming section to get a Meta Mato and a life, but it's really not worth either one of those things. It's way too dangerous here. Probably gotta lose more health and probably some lives just to get to the items. It's not worth it. That's stone. I want Parasol. Like, wasting is like a baseline for a Metroidvania when you think about it. It does, yeah. You're not wrong, Kira. Also, welcome back. It feels a lot like a Metroidvania in some regards, because you have choices of where you want to go, and then when you get some powers, that can unlock some things to do in like later levels or earlier levels, depending on what you're routing out. Like, if we got fire before we went to the Aqua Planet, then we would have actually been able to use it there. Also, now we have all the power, so we're done. We 100% the mode. I just gotta beat it. But yeah, I can see them, like, if they want to revisit this concept and make it a proper Metroidvania, it would work. Because they made a Metroidvania, technically, with Amazing Mirror. Yeah, it's Amazing Mirror. The GBA game. So, that worked on that front, but the problem is, there's areas you needed specific powers, and you had to get them the traditional Kirby way. So, that made things a little more annoying and hard. So, that is a problem that they could just fix with the Milky Way strat. I think for this one, I'm gonna swap the hammer because I need to give my fingers a rest. Gotta save it for arena. This also is very effective, so it doesn't matter. Alright, what kind of points do we get? We get exam score points, right? 2 happy smile points. 4 courage points. Slur points. 2 fever points. 2 greediness points. 2 love points. I get the greedy and love again. It's gonna get Maze Mirror so off the eShop. The only problem with that specific version, because that is the worst version out of the 2. I know, shocker. The only problem with that version is like every other GBA and DS game on the service, you don't have multiplayer access because you need the link cables. Guess what the Wii U doesn't have. So unfortunately, that's a single player only campaign on that, which is a problem. But if you have access to the GBA version, you need like a butt ton of stuff for that. You need multiple systems, the link cables, multiple copies of the same game. So it don't matter. Most people won't be playing that multiplayer by today's standards because it's very clunky. They need to re-release the game on something like the Switch and have it wirelessly connect to each other. That would fix that issue. They never done it. That was their chance with the Wii U version, but they didn't do it. Although I don't know how they would have done it there. They would have had to made like an online multiplayer mode of some kind for that, and Nintendo and online back in that age. That's a good joke. So yeah, here's where the plot twist comes in. Kirby was supposed to wish for the sun and moon to stop fighting. That was the whole goal of all this, but really Marx didn't want that because he was the one who kind of caused this problem to begin with. He abused the situation with Kirby to get his own wish of becoming the most powerful being in the whole universe. And now he's going to destroy Popstar. At this point, you can't go back to any of the levels. You're stuck in this one. Also, we get a exclusive power just for this. The shooting power, which that was called something else. You can literally just hit any of the buttons to shoot, and it's your standard shmup in a Kirby game. Like, we get this in like every Kirby game now. It's kind of been a trope for years. I guess it has been going back as far as the first game, because the first game did this on Game Boy. Actually, good question for Jack if you guys know it, because I don't. I don't think it is the case. But is there any single Kirby game that does not have a shmup section of any kind? Because I don't think that is true. I think they all have at least one. I gotta be careful. I'm about ready to die. I'll die when I get to the boss, because that's a checkpoint. I'm fine with that. But let me see if I can do this without dying. It's really hard, but I could maybe do if I'm careful with my maneuvering. That's why I specifically, because I cannot die, I had to avoid this one. Because that's the most forgiving pillar to move around. So I just gotta hit this last one. Plus that green one is next to impossible to move around, and I don't have to worry about it in reverse. You gotta know which ones to attack. Fighter spin-offs, pretty sure don't have it. I mean, I'm not counting spin-offs in that argument for that reason, because that's their whole point. They're trying to be a completely different gameplay genre. I'm thinking more like a mainline game of some kind, where you have like the copy abilities. I'm not gonna try the one-shot you. I'm legit gonna just take a death now. Does Deluxe have one? That's a good point. I don't know if it does or not. I thought it did. If that's the case, that might be the game. That might be a mainline game that does not have a shmup. As a shooter moment, but it's not a shmup, more like gonna be a shmup. I mean, I guess that's close enough on their argument then. But that's not the same in our eyes, so that might be the game. Oh, it's been a bit. I started to rewatch some of our Triple Deluxe playthrough on League. I've at least seen like part 1 again. So I'm trying to remember from that as well. You literally have no health. How are you alive? Go away. Seriously, your bar was nothing. Did it. Now, unfortunately, the internet has ruined me because this is a meme. So I just see this ending screen and it's like, alright, what funny thing is gonna blow up instead of the planets? Because that was like, what was the hot thing of 2018? This specific scene at the end of Milky Way Wishes was just turned to a meme. Because of course it was. Everything's a meme. You're a meme. Look it up. You probably are. It's like, I'm not kidding. Everything's a meme. I know I'm a meme. I have pictures on my hard drive of me being a meme. And I didn't make them. Let me see if I can find one of them. I don't know, like, what it's called file name-wise, but it's, let me see if we can find it. Is it under this folder? It might be. So yeah, this is technically the end of Kirby Super Star. This is your legit credit sequence. So this is the end of the game. There's still one more mode left, but it still unlocks things, it just doesn't have a credit sequence to it. I don't know where I have that picture. But there's a picture of me I know was photoshopped into a Hacker Man thing. I just can't find it. That's the meme I'm thinking of. It's just somewhere in these files. I got way too many files. I gotta go through all my different things. Like, documents and pictures and downloads and all that, because it's all cluttered. Music, too. Oh, well, I mean, this isn't what I'm looking for, but I got one that's equally as cursed. I'm gonna put it in my camera thing. So, I'm not finding the one I'm thinking of, but I do have this. That's cursed. That is cursed, but that's what I found first. Kirby Dio. Also, one of the best credit themes of all time. Don't at me. This is such a good song. It's really good. Luckily, you're not a meme yet. Yeah, go. Yeah. Kara's right on it. Like, give it a minute. Everyone will meme sometime in their life. Never know. Definitely can't find it. I mean, I might look in between streams and post it on Twitter or something. But yeah, I pretty much got through the whole credits anyways, looking for the image. I found Kirby Dio. So, that's it. But there's more going to the game, because of course there's more. There's always more. I gotta wait for the game to move on, because there's more, but it just sits on the screen for a bit. There we go. So now, our last thing, the arena. This is the hardest thing, but it's technically the boss rush mode, so that's kind of why. Alright, let me get the only power that matters. Kind of seen it coming. Kind of bad, because my username was inspired by Death Note, and the JoJo blew up technically had a plethora of memes. Yeah, okay, I can get that. Also, hardest boss in the game. Oh my gosh, he takes so much damage, and he tastes like cinnamon. Like, that's the easiest boss in this whole thing. We got it first. Waddle Dee. It's just a Waddle Dee. He has a lot of health, but he is a one-shot boss if you just suck him up. So, just suck him up. It's hilarious, but that's the whole point. He's the joke boss fight. Yeah, quote-unquote boss. Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, I know the Death Note one does not help your username, Kier, because of the whole killer name scheme. So that technically is already a joke on its own, but then, yeah, JoJo stuff, maybe making it a little bit different, too. I don't know what you would have got associated with the JoJo specifics. Cause I guess that rare breed who hasn't actually seen JoJo. I've seen clips, but I haven't seen the full show. Or any of them, technically, 'cause I know there's a bunch of them at this point. And I have friends back in, like, my college days that was super into it, and they did all the JoJo poses and such, so I learned a lot about some of the in-jokes, but I've never seen it. I gotta watch it myself. I just gotta, one, pick a good starting point, and two, pick a platform and actually watch it on. Probably Crunchyroll. I think there's some of it on, like, either Netflix or Hulu, maybe both, but, oh, crap. I think I'm gonna lose my power here. Because Helper doesn't exist, neither does Plasma at this point when I go through. I'm gonna make the Helper, I guess. Lesser two evils, why not? I don't care. I'm gonna lose either one. I want a friend while I go. Yeah, I know it's on Netflix map. I don't know. I think it's like one of the later shows of it, though. It's not the original. It's one of the newer ones. That's why I kind of want to go back and watch the original one. I just don't know, again, if that's the one in question or not. Because there's a couple different spin-off shows now. Gotta be careful with my health management here, because if I take too much health, I can restore it here in Metamatos, but that's, as you can tell, very limited. There's only 5. Does all of them at least think so? Okay. I know I put it in a search, and I saw, like, I think at least 2 JoJo shows pop up. But I was looking on a phone, so it was very limited on, like, the screen real estate. I got really bad luck here, by the way. Immediately losing a power. It's not what you want in this mode. Hopefully I get Plasma back soon, because that could pop up as one of the 2 powers you can get here. And that's a no. Why would you want Suplex for Wispy? That seems like a bad idea. I'll just stick with Ice. Freeze the tree. Welcome the winter. I know it's spring, we're going back to winter. 13 left. Alright, I'll get stoned for this. A little risky, but that should be better than just having ice. They'll do a lot of damage. And now we're immediately getting rid of it, because I'm gonna die if I use it anymore. This is gonna be a bad run, I can see it. I already lost a lot of time for not having Plasma. I'm not trying to do this fast or anything, but I know my overall time's gonna tank a little bit here because of just some stuff. Or I could just game over entirely and have to redo it from the beginning. You know, that's also a time loss in the mode. You get no time. 6 straight wins, and that's all we got. It was a really bad start, to be fair. Waddle Dee was like the best one, and then everything else tanked. I don't like having any other power. At least we can do this again. So it's a rematch. I kinda want that back, please. Oh lordy, he coming. Coming to Hiffle, as Dragon Ball said, because hell we can't say. That's a bad word, even though we're literally sending people to hell. I never understood that, because later they dropped the Hiffle thing in Dragon Ball, because it just sounded stupid. Like, who thought of that? Like, oh yeah, the alternative name to hell, Hiffle. I love the show, but man, that was like one of the worst things they've done. Just calling it that. That's why they immediately retconned it later. Translations. I know that was an English-specific thing, because it was still called hell in Japan. Yeah, it was a weird censorship thing. I know. It wasn't even 4Kids that had it. That's like a 4Kids thing. They're famous for doing weird censorship things like calling something that doesn't make sense a different name or giving you finger guns, as everyone knows from Yu-Gi-Oh! Although one of my favorite ones I've seen from 5Ds was there was a scene where they tried to censor it and they only made it worse and more confusing by censoring it. So it was the Wild West portion of the show, one of the later episodes, where they would use lassos on people. Finger guns came back there, so we got the good old finger gun again, but for the lasso section, there was a scene in the original where they lasso someone by the neck. And then they pull him back like that. And the 4Kids was like, no, that's too violent. So what they did instead was they changed that scene so the guy was lassoed in the stomach. But the problem is the guy's still choke holding himself like he's being pulled by an invisible rope. And they couldn't fix that, so the scene just became goofy. Like, that was actually a bad change. I should have just left the neck part. That's one of my favorite censorships in this whole series, just because it's like, well, you kind of did something even more confusing, and it makes it worse. It's like he's being force-choked now. There we go. Boss down. Let's go ahead and go on to, I think that's Wispy 1, not the 2 Wispies. Yeah, home for losers. I guess that's why, yeah, Hiffle would stand for that. Oh, jeez. All here in Sailor Moon has some wonky censorship, like hiding lesbians, pretend they're cousins. Yeah, that's one thing they did. Oh, hang on, there was another one that was really good. Hang on, I gotta find it. It was with the newer one. I can't remember the show name. I tweeted this when I was watching it a few years back. Yes, this is it. I found it. Okay. They just gave up on censorship, but they still did, like, the weirder changes. Let me see if I can, like, get this. I think I'll do it in the PC side, yeah. I'll just do this. Okay. Let me show this real quick, because this one just made me laugh. When I was watching the original show, it's like, oh yeah, you know, sure for girls and all that, when, you know, let's just impale ourselves and then gun. In the original, they just got rid of the gun for the girl, like in the original Sailor Moon adaptation. So instead, it was like the weirdest looking thing in like the English version. They just gave up in later iterations. Like, you know what, just screw it, here, gun. I prefer that because it's more natural. It just flows better. Alright, hardest boss in video games, let's go. That was difficult. How did that not work? Yeah, while they do Dark Souls or Kirby. You know, speaking of that, I already heard a line that made me cringe. Like, oh, we're doing this again, aren't we, journalists? So, everyone remember when Crash came out and we did the Dark Souls of platformer crap with that? Like, Insane Trilogy is that hard, we gotta call it Dark Souls of all things, because that's stupid. Well, apparently someone called Tunic the Elder, like the Elden Ring of Zelda games. I'm like, oh my god, we're doing it again. Why? That has nothing to do with anything. It was just put in there for clickbait. Because I read more of the article, and that never really came up again. It's like, alright. But why compare a Zelda-esque indie game to Elden Ring of all things? It has nothing to do with anything. The game's not even Elden Ring hard. You're just not good at games. And that's usually how it goes. Just they're not good at games. Like, these guys just are stupid. What, hammer or hammer? Pick! Pick your hammer. That's why I still have plasma. Because that just doesn't work when you have plasma. Having the fully plasma charge attack around you like this just destroys a lot of projectiles. Yeah, boss rush modes are always hard in Kirby games. I do agree. They're always the hardest part about the games, which I guess makes sense. But some get way more ridiculous than others. To this day, I still have not beaten the True Arena in the Playing Robobot, specifically. I have only beaten that with Amiibo. Like, I had to heal myself near the end, because that's like a 20-minute mode. One of the boss fights takes 12 minutes. I'm not kidding on that one. It's a very long mode. It's like, I just gave up on it near the end. Like, I'll just take the L and give myself health. Because it does mark on your file that you do that, which is a little unfortunate. But I was like, I don't care. Just, I want to be done. I want to move on. Triple Deluxe had the same problem, but there was no healer. So you have to just kind of deal with it. Never beaten it because you don't have Amiibo. Okay, that's fair if that's the case, because if you don't have Amiibo, yeah, that's really hard. So you have to just kind of be good, and it's hard to be good. It's like one of the boss fights in 12 minutes. I love the fight, but at the same time, it's like, it kind of overstays its welcome. In a boss rush mode, that's not great. But yeah, if you have Amiibo, that's the easiest way to beat that mode. Nowadays, I'll just recommend that people have the game and no Amiibo. Just buy the Amiibo cards, like the NFC ones. Although, from what I've seen, they're restocking the Kirby ones a bit. Like, I've been seeing listings for the Star Kirby and Waddle Dee go up in some places, so if you don't have them, it sounds like they're restocking them for the new Kirby. I don't know if that means it has Amiibo support or not. I'm not sure. I didn't look into that. But it might, and maybe that's why they're doing it. It makes sense. This is a lot easier if I had a control stick, probably. How'd that not kill? My hand's actually getting tired. Here's clickbait. Elden Ring's a Zelda experience of Dark Souls. There you go. Just reverse it on him. Barely clipped that. It does a lot of damage when you clip the sides of the pillars in this fight, which sucks. I would not advise looking into it because people were spoiling it. Yeah, that's true. I haven't anyways, and I don't plan to. Normally, a lot of that stuff I just ignore anyways. I stop watching trailers for things near its release date, and then I just don't look up any information. The most I know about this new Kirby game is the demo stuff. That's it. I seen the trailer thanks to the demo, and obviously played it. But past that, yeah, I'm done. I haven't seen anything else since, and that's kind of how I like keeping things, so I'm not looking at any other spoilers. That would suck. How did that? No, he has no health. There's nothing on the bar, dude. Why does this keep on happening? See, he killed himself by smacking me. Like, that's how much health he had. None. None. But yeah, right now the game's technically out because it did release, 24 hours beforehand because Australia is ahead. So people are just playing the Aussie version right now, which I always hate when people just like spoil the whole thing before it's out in every other territory. It's a thing that just can't be stopped, unfortunately. That's just human nature at this point. Last trailer you watched was in Direct from last month. That, I think, was a very similar trailer to the one that's in the demo, so I think you're fine. For spoilers then, Ethan. Alright, one more fight and it's the final boss. It's always the final boss. Also, Plasma Hammer, the 2 OP abilities. They just freebies. Surprised. Okay, give me that back. Doing this fight without power sucks. So I kind of want this. Oh, I clipped the bottom of him, so it didn't work. The full beam needs to hit him, not like the edge of the hitbox. And there we go, backhanded. That's it. And if we were doing a speed run, time is just about here. Which if I had to really time it, it's about 2 hours and like 40-ish minutes, something like that. I didn't actually have a timer, so I don't know. I mean, it was an alright run. Arena sucked. I died. That was a problem. Tunnel vision on the Great Cave Offensive. Missed some stuff there. Died a couple times here and there, so yeah, it wasn't great, but hey. We beat the game. That's all that matters. We technically 100%ed it, so now we unlocked the sound test, but we didn't actually beat it yet. In my eyes. Megaton Punch and Samurai Kirby are minigame modes, but I don't want to play them. We'll just do them like once each. Show it off. So the goal here is just to punch the hardest. The harder you punch, the more crack you give in the planet. You want a high score on how much force you have here, obviously, to win. The hardest one in this is the final one, in my opinion, which makes sense. The final opponent is the strongest. As long as you get, I think, at least 2 out of the 3 on the perfects, or at least close to perfect, you'll win. That's what this guy's doing. Oh, I got 2 perfects. My crack's bigger than yours, buddy. Don't take that out of context. I mean the planet cracking. I think the most you can get is 200, which I think that actually splits the planet in 2 pieces. Alright, we're done. Last one. Samurai Kirby. I'm doing this one on beginner. Now, the other one I can do on expert. That's no problem. This one, no, I've never actually beaten it. Simply because it's way too strict on its timing. I need to play this on a CRT. I accidentally hit the B button. My finger rubbed it. It's just a penalty. The lowest I've ever gone on there is 11. That's not great. So, I think they actually go as low as 10 in beginner or something crazy. Because I think Meta Knight's the final guy in this. But I've never got past Meta Knight. Oh, that was terrible. 18. I'm surprised that worked. That was so close. This one I might fail if that was that slow again. $13, that was better. I have ever so slight sound delay. Like, if it's like 2 or 3 frames off, that might be enough to make that number go up higher. So, I don't know. We'll see how well we do. Yeah, I hit the button as soon as Meta Knight hit me, so that's GG's. See, you have to get a 10 there. And that I've never really done. You might be able to frame advance on Switch with, like, the menu system. But that is impossible for me. I could never do it. It's the easiest to do on the original version on a CRT. And then it all goes downhill from there. So, yeah, we're done. We beat the game. You got your sound test. Nice, cheery music. That's it. We're good. Funny sounds. I want to leave. How do you leave? Is it X? Yeah, it was X. Alright, one more thing I want to do. I'm not sure I can do it with this controller, though. Because I need to reset the game and I don't have Z buttons. So let me swap my controls here to the other one. Because it's not going to do the actual effect I want, but I always like doing this at the end because it's funny. So I'm going to go on the Milky Way wishes. And do a continue. And from here, I'm going to go to the fire planet. So here, I'm going to actually eat one of the enemies you actually absorb. Because now thinking about it, I forgot to mention this is number 5, but this one doesn't really count as a power much. You can eat sleep and still get that. But when you beat a stage, you can actually quit out of it by hitting... What was it? I'm trying to remember the buttons on this. Was it? It wasn't B. No, it's description. Y is the power. I think it's A? No, it's not A. That was it. Alright, it's R. But I need to suck up another ice. Or not ice, sleep. So, what the game never intends for you to ever do is grab a sleep, then leave. Because I still have sleep right now. If I go to a different stage, let me just show this real quick. I come in, I still have sleep. So I'm gonna go back to the world map. That was not far enough back. I'm gonna go back to the world map. I still have sleep because we left the fire stage. Now I'm gonna go back into the final stage of the game, the shmup. And now, I still have sleep going into this boss fight, which crashed the emulator. You can hear it, but the music's distorted. This is because you are using... Oh, God. I killed Kirby. Flat out. I have sleep and the shmup power at the same time, and the game just didn't just crash. It murdered. Rest in peace. I'm sorry. Oh, that was an experience. Normally on the Super Nintendo, when that happens, it does crash, and it did delete my save. It did it, so there you go. I never actually played Kirby Super Star tonight. This never happened. Don't tell the Nintendo police. They will arrest me. So yeah, we technically beat the game. 100% minus 100% because of that. The reason why I don't have 100% here is just because of the emulator thing. If the game ever crashes for whatever reason, then it doesn't record your save data. It's like a flashcard on like an actual system. So, because of the crash, I never actually got to register my save. I would have had to quit out of the game and then boot it back up for the save to actually have registered. So because I never did that, the game never actually recorded that save I had to its memory. Because the same thing has been happening with the N64 thing. It's been an actual problem for people. But yeah, we've technically beat Kirby Super Star. In a weird way. So we did it. So what is it? 10 o'clock? Yeah. I think with that, I think we'll probably just end it here. If it was a little bit earlier, I would have done something else, but I think 3 hours is good enough for tonight. That was a good length stream. So I'm gonna get off of that because I'm now sad I have 0%. I never beat the game. So we never played Kirby tonight. Remember that. Never. Ever. Yeah, the stream just started. Let's go back. All right, let's go play the game. So welcome to Kirby Super Star. This is where we get to play the game. And all right, no, we're not doing this bit. All right, no, seriously though, we're done with that. I mean, it was a funny little way to break it at the end, but I wasn't expecting the actual issue because I forgot the emulator quirk of it doesn't record or save until you quit. So I gotta play this game again if I want 100%, but I don't care. I don't really care to have a 100% file. I always do that on the Super Nintendo, and it always deletes my save for the same reason. It actually corrupts it. But my battery's also kind of bad on the cart, so once in a while it deletes itself. Makes sense. I've had that game since I was 3. So from 96 to 22, that's a long time. That's going on 30 years, so understandable. But yeah, that's gonna do it for tonight. So thanks to everyone who came out to the stream. Playing through the entirety of Kirby Super Star. Definitely a fun way to prepare for the new Kirby game coming out tomorrow. Definitely looking forward to it. But I'll be playing on my own time. I'm not gonna stream that for very obvious reasons. But yeah, that's it. So yeah, thanks for that, man. I appreciate it. This is actually a Kirby Super Star shirt specifically. It's a Milky Way Wishes reference. And it was one of the shirts they sold at one of the previous GDQs. I think it was the 2018 summer one, I think. Not exactly sure. It's been a while, but yeah. I had the shirt for a couple years now. But yeah, like I said, that's going to do it. So thanks to everyone who came out. It's definitely a lot of fun. And I'm not sure, again, what we're going to do next week. Next week's streams are going to be weird because Tuesday we're definitely doing one. That's a thing, but not sure what I'm going to do just yet. I'm still going to play whatever I feel like, so I'm not going to force myself to think of something on the spot. I'll just do whatever I want still. But again, I'll let you guys know what we're going to do then when I have an idea. Because I'm just, again, taking it easy for this month in general. Just playing whatever we want, having a good time. Some one-off stuff, maybe some multiplayer things here and there. That's about it. I work on that Mario Kart stuff we did on Tuesday stream for your double dosed uploads a week. So to Tuesday, Thursday slot will be some kart for a bit on the channel. The Let's Play stuff is still going on the platform as well. So today I upload the last thing of Metal Gear Solid. We'll get back to that in April. That's another thing to mention as, again, since we're taking it easy this month, get back to that then. We'll be ready by that time probably. And then League's still doing the Mario Party stuff. That board that we're playing now in Spaceland, that won't be wrapped up this week. That'd be next week. But we're getting near the end of the board, so check it out if you haven't already. Outside of that, again, next week's going to be a little bit more interesting because Tuesday is definitely a thing, but Thursday I'm not sure because of how much work that I have that day. Things are already changing on it for me, so some of the work is getting a little bit more spread out. I may have a little more time Thursday, but I'm not sure if I'm going to have enough time to stream. So that one's up in the air. If we do something then, it might either be later than normal, may start like an hour later, and just be something short. I'm not sure yet. So that one up in the air, but I'll let you guys know when the date comes closer. But for now, again, we're just taking it easy so I don't have to push myself on anything else. We'll start a new playthrough along with finishing up Metal in April. Because I still have to think of stuff for that. I haven't thought of another game to stream yet. I have some ideas, but I haven't settled on something yet because I don't want to pressure myself at the moment. I'm having fun with these streams, and that's how I want to keep it. So for now, I'm just relaxing. And I hope you guys have been enjoying it so far, just at least the chill ones for this week. But I guess now with that said, I've rambled long enough. So I'm going to get off now, take care of some stuff while I edit those Mario Karts as I mentioned. And yeah, that's it for me, so I stare in the camera, I bid you adieu. Thank you all for coming, and I'll see you next week for some more streams, whatever they may be. Take care and have a good night, everybody.